Tonight from Angel Stadium in Anaheim, it's Game 2 of the American League Division Series between the Yankees and the Angels. Available in high definition, presented by Phillips.
The following is a special presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Program. Best ninth-inning team in all of baseball.
The Pretenders are gone. Left 8 teams, each feeling they've got a shot to win it all.
30 seconds.
Stand by, guys. Here we go.
This is the moment many of these players have been dreaming about since they first started playing the
Stand by
game.
2.
In a lineup spotlighting some of the greatest stars in the game, it was a rookie who shone the brightest. Then Messina hung tough. Rivera held on. And we got the first taste of pinstripe mystique this postseason.
The fans are on their feet, finally getting a chance to watch their team play in the playoffs.
They were crafty opportunists in acquiring their title. But the Angels neither created nor capitalized at home in Game 1. In a best-of-5, must-win games come early. And the Angels now face a dose of quiet desperation tonight against the Yankees.
They've overcome injuries and slumps, yet here they are. But they know their greatest challenge still lies ahead.
The Santa Ana winds brought hot weather to Anaheim today. Temperatures into the mid-90s at some point today. But the fans are decked out in their red, a sea of red, much like St. Louis and Busch Stadium yesterday, here at Angel Stadium tonight. It's the second game of the American League Division Series presented by Budweiser. And calling all Angels for sure, a must-win for the Angels tonight, trailing 1-0 to the New York Yankees. Hello, everyone. I'm John Miller with Joe Morgan, and welcome to Game 2 of the American League Division Series. And we've got the Anaheim Angels, and they're in a bad spot. Now the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. But they have John Lackey going. He won Game 7 of the 2002 World Series. He's been here before, and he was 2-0 against the Yankees this year. And that lineup, Joe, when you think of the Yankees, all those home run hitters, they hit 229 home runs. But they got 4 early runs against Bartolo Colon last night without benefit of any home runs at all.
Well, when you look at the lineup now, Joe Torre changed this lineup a couple of weeks ago. He moved Alex Rodriguez back to the second slot. And the reason for doing that, he wanted all of his best hitters right at the top. He didn't want to give any pitchers any breathing room. He wanted to force them into some early mistakes. And last night, it wasn't mistakes. It was just good hitting on the parts of the Yankees. And when you have Alex Rodriguez, Sheffield, Chien-Ming, and Matsui in a row, you have a tough task.
All right, so the Yankees tonight are going with a rookie. Very unusual in the Joe Torre era. Chien-Ming Wang from Taiwan, but he earned it. He's got a great sinker, and he's awfully tough. They'll be trying to keep the Angels' speed off the bases. That is their game. They're not a big power ball club. They have Vlad Guerrero, but this is a ball club perhaps more typified by their leadoff man, Sean Figgins. He led the majors with 62 stolen bases this year. But, Joe, last night, he was 0 for 4, never got on base.
Well, Sean Figgins applies the pressure with his speed. And Vladimir Guerrero, he's the thunder in this lineup. He's the big hitter. And what the Angels' hopes are going to be riding on tonight are going to be the legs of Figgins and the big bat of Vladimir Guerrero. Remember, Vladimir is the reigning MVP. He knows how to hit in these situations. If he can get some runners on, look for him to expose the fact that the Angels haven't been scoring a lot of runs. He'll get something done.
All right. So it's a big night for the Angels, especially. Unlike the Red Sox, they are going on the road to Yankee Stadium, and Randy Johnson, they need to win tonight here at home. Gary Miller is here with us. When we return, Gary will have more on Chien-Ming Wang of the Yankees. John Lackey, meanwhile, the 26-year-old right-hander, is ready to go. And Game 2 of the American League Division Series is about to begin.
Best ninth-inning team in all of baseball.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough fullness from a value menu.
Please, thank you. I have an announcement. I'm full!
Taco Bell's Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the half-pound beef combo burrito with double the beef. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
I promise.
I promise.
I promise. The all-new Chevy Impala gets an estimated 31 highway miles per gallon.
Malibu LS with 32.
Cobalt LS, 34.
And a Aveo with 35.
I promise that Chevy Tahoe has best-in-class fuel economy.
We even took a Silverado and created the first full-size hybrid pickup truck.
I promise fuel economy is just as important to Chevy as it is to you.
That's a Chevy Total Value Promise.
Goodyear knows you're not the only one who depends on your tires. That's why there's the new Goodyear Wrangler with silent armor technology. It's engineered with a layer made with Kevlar for toughness and a quieter ride. Get the truck tire you can count on. The new Goodyear Wrangler with silent armor technology, so you can be there on the wings of Goodyear.
I'm not a computer person. I'm a people person. But people are complex. 2,000 diseases have the same 3 symptoms. For me to help, I've got to know things like test results, charts, histories. So, I have this computer. It tells me everything I need to know, and I carry it everywhere. So I guess that makes me a computer person.
Start something caring. Start anything you like with a world of software and devices that run on Windows.
Everyone sits where he sat before. You wear the same unwashed jersey, and you are eating hearty, beefy, chunky chili. That's how you won last week. Don't mess with success. Campbell's Chunky Chili in microwavable bowls.
Sometimes the best performances are the ones you may not know about. Evergreen Investments.
I'm Dale Earnhardt Jr. Welcome to a new generation of Wrangler.
New fits, new comfort, new styles. Wrangler Jeans Company, a new generation of Wrangler. New fits, new comfort, new styles.
You gelling?
No telling how much I'm gelling. You gelling?
I'm like mud gelling. I'm so gelling.
Quit yelling. We're gelling.
Right.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are so soft, they make any shoe feel outrageously comfortable. Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
ESPN's Major League Baseball Division Series is presented by Budweiser. Bright, crisp, clean, pure, the king of beers. And in part by NikeGridiron.com.
It is a beautiful night in Southern California after a very hot day. Temperatures in the 90s, and the Yankees and the Angels are just about ready to play ball. The Yankees coming up now as the Angels have already taken the field, and they've got those thunder sticks that were handed out to everybody entering the ballpark for the Yankees. Derek Jeter leads off at shortstop. Alex Rodriguez is at third base. It'll be Jason Giambi hitting third, the designated hitter. Gary Sheffield in right field, the cleanup hitter. Hideki Matsui, the third of the Yankees 100 RBI men, left field. Then Robinson Cano, the rookie, who drove in 3 in the first last night. Bernie Williams is in center field. He was the DH last night. Jorge Posada, another veteran of many a postseason series, the catcher hitting 8th. And Tino Martinez, they got a lot of experience down there in the last third of the batting order. 3 guys who've been through it all, it seems, in the Joe Torre era with the Yankees. And there is John Lackey on the mound, the right-hander, the hero of the 7th game of the 2002 World Series, and he wouldn't mind helping the Angels get back to another one, but they're just going to get through this series. It seems to me, Joe, logic dictates they have to win tonight.
Well, I think they realize that they have to win this ball game tonight. They can't expect to beat the Yankees 3 in a row, especially 2 of those in New York. But John Lackey is the guy that you would like to have on the mound. He's pitched the 7th game of a World Series. And I watched him the second half of this season, John, and he seemed to be getting better every time he went out. And I think the reason for that is his control was so good. He was using both sides of the plate, changing speeds. He just looked like a top-notch starter, which he is.
So here we go now. Derek Jeter. And right away, Jeter was in his element. Postseason games, everything magnified, and Jeter got on base 3 times last night. He had 2 hits and a walk, hitting in the leadoff spot, and he takes ball 1. Alex Rodriguez and Jason Giambi to follow. And he blew a fastball right by him.
Interesting start to this game, the way they're pitching Jeter. Normally teams fire him up inside. They like to pitch him inside, make him fight the ball off. Well, Lackey's gone away, and I think that's a good strategy because I think Jeter realizes most teams pitch him inside, and you just move the ball in and out. Don't pitch him one way.
And that's too low to Jeter. 84 degrees, the official game time temperature, and that's a lot cooler than it was at the high today of somewhere around 94. And that fastball, a little cut to it, missing, down and away. Now it's 3-1 to Derek Jeter.
And when you start off against this Yankee lineup, you do not have time to work your way into the game. It starts right away with Jeter, who swings at a lot of first pitches. You have to be on the top of your game right from the beginning. If you think you're going to work your way into the game, you're in trouble.
Jeter fouling one off to the right into the second deck. Now it's a full count, 3-2. John Lackey facing Jeter here, and Lackey, who like Jeter has experienced success in the postseason, but for Lackey it was really just that one postseason. That was in his rookie year when he pitched Game 7 against the Giants and won in 2002. And the breaking ball from third base, Figgins, just in time.
Very nice pitch, very nice play by Figgins. And that's what I'm talking about. You better be on top of your game right away. Normally you get a fastball 3-2 to the leadoff hitter. Lackey threw him a breaking ball, and that's why I say he has been going great. Look at that ball breaking down and off the plate. Jeter reaches out, and a nice play by Figgins, and he barely gets the hustling Jeter down at first base. But that pitch does a lot. It shows the rest of the lineup that he has a lot of confidence in his breaking ball if he'll throw it 3-2 to the leadoff hitter.
All right, so there was a residual benefit there. There's Figgins again. Alex Rodriguez, not as close a play.
And another breaking ball right there from Lackey.
So 2 down, and Giambi coming up. Sean Figgins, he's been a very important man for the Angels on offense. And Joe, when he's on defense, almost anywhere in the field you might find him.
Well, you never know where he's going to show up. I mean, he plays all the positions in the outfield. He plays all the positions on the infield with the exception of catcher and first base. He is truly a jack of all trades.
Well, now he's playing shortstop.
Yeah, he moved from third to short that quickly.
Of course, the shortstop is playing second base, and the second baseman's in shallow right field for Jason Giambi. And it's 0-1 to Giambi. But an interesting contrast there. Derek Jeter went to a full count, then got the breaking ball and bounced out. And Alex Rodriguez swung at the very first pitch and bounced out.
Rodriguez had a good pitch to hit. It was a breaking ball, but it was up.
Giambi broke his bat in 2. Just snapped in half. And he takes the bat parts over to the bat boy and gets a new piece of wood.
Well, they always try to jam Giambi. I mean, that's the best spot to pitch him. That ball's off the plate. He doesn't swing at a lot of bad pitches inside, but that's where they try to get him out.
0-2. And the breaking ball is bounced foul up the first base side. This is where the Yankees got it started last night with 2 down and nobody on. Jeter and A-Rod having been dispatched. And then Giambi got a base hit against Bartolo Colon. And before Colon got the third out, 3 runs had scored, which was atypical of the Yankees, as you can see from those numbers right there. They were not a 2-out offense. That slider is in the dirt, bouncing away from the catcher, Benji Molina. One ball, 2 strikes. There's Robinson Cano, 22-year-old infielder from the Dominican Republic. And he was very much evident most of the year for the Yankees as a key man. That fastball is just off the outside. The fans are outraged. They knew that it was right there. On the block, are you kidding me?
Well, we don't have K-zone, so it can't tell you whether it's a strike or not. It appears that it was off the plate a little bit. There it is.
Another broken bat. And Lackey caught the ball and somehow eluded the bat piece with a jagged edge. 3 up, 3 down. An impressive first for Lackey. Angels coming up.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh. You still need to ride home today?
Yeah, my car's in the shop.
And pick up at 5?
Yeah, 5.
5.
Geek! I have got to go see Lynn at Power Ford Tustin.
Who are you gonna call?
Call Power!
Call Lynn if you need a car in a hurry.
Hi.
I guess I won't be needing that ride after all.
Hey, April.
Knowing I love you so. Anyone who had a heart would take me in his arms and love me too.
Introducing Polo Black, the new men's fragrance by Ralph Lauren, available at Robinson's May.
Neither the heart nor the lungs could take it, breaking the 4-minute mile, that is.
TV Guide says it's an inspirational sports movie.
Who is that one? Roger Bannister, sir.
The Boston Globe says this one belongs on the big screen. Who's your coach?
I'm just a medical student.
Good. No. The New York Post says it's a remarkable story.
It's all up to you to do what no other human being has ever done.
ESPN Original Entertainment proudly presents 4 Minutes. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 after MLB Division Series.
The Yankees did not score in the first inning here at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. And now the Angels are coming up here in Game 2 of the American League Division Series. I'm John Miller with Joe Morgan. Gary Miller is also with us. The Angels batting order. Sean Figgins, the igniter at the top of the order, led the majors, 62 steals. Orlando Cabrera is the shortstop, won a ring with the Red Sox a year ago. Garrett Anderson in left field, just about fully healthy again. Vladimir Guerrero, the MVP in the American League last year, and a big year again this year when healthy. Benji Molina, the catcher. Darren Erstad is at first base, hitting 6th. It'll be Juan Rivera, a former Yankee farmhand. He's the DH. Steve Finley in center, the ancient one, and Adam Kennedy at second base, a 300 hitter, batting 9th. And there is Chien-Ming Wang, the right-hander, 25 years old, from Taiwan, and 8-5 in his rookie season, and making a big start early on in the postseason for the Yankees.
Well, we're going to look for a lot of sinkers from Wang, and he does not hold runners well. So if the Angels can get some runners on, then they're going to be able to exploit that weakness. So look for that to happen early in this ball game, because they want to start something very quickly. And Sean Figgins is already 2 balls, no strikes, and if he gets on, things will happen.
Wang, and that is a called strike with a fastball. 2-1 to Figgins. Figgins did not have a very good postseason last year when the Angels were eliminated in 3 by the Red Sox, and he admitted afterward that he was a little unprepared to handle all of the jitters, and he is thrown out there by Robinson Cano, and there is 1 away. Chien-Ming Wang on the mound with the Yankees. Let's go down to Gary Miller. Gary, we're having a technical problem with Gary's microphone. Did I forget to pack Gary's microphone? 1 out, and here is Orlando Cabrera. And he replaced a very popular man here, David Eckstein, whom we saw yesterday in St. Louis, and he got up to a very slow start. Shows bunt, takes a called strike.
One thing we're going to see from Wang is a lot of ground balls, as we saw from Figgins. You will see tons of ground balls as long as he keeps the ball down in the first few innings, especially because his sinker really moves well in the first few innings. A lot of movement on that pitch. You can see it. It just tails back hard toward the right-handed hitter.
0-2 the count. Garrett Anderson on deck. 0-2 the count to Cabrera. Got a very interesting looking stance, Joe. That straight front leg. It doesn't look that comfortable.
One of the keys to hitting is to be comfortable in a batter's box.
And look at this. Does he look comfortable?
Well, he's got a wide stance, and most of your little guys do not have wide stances, because when you have a wide stance, it means you have to be strong upper body wise. You have to hit with your upper body. There's another chopper.
Posada throws him out.
Great sinking fastball.
2 ground ball out so far from Wang. Let's go down to Gary Miller.
John, as I was saying, the Angels have never seen Chien-Ming Wang before, so how do you get ready for a guy who's got such an unorthodox delivery? Talked to Garrett Anderson before the game. He says you can look at tapes, but the problem with video is it's usually shot from behind. What he told me is you get ready later, because he's got that hesitation, reminding him a little bit of Hideo Nomo.
All right, well, he's got that little oddity. We saw Otsuka, the Japanese-born pitcher of the Padres yesterday, had that little hesitation. So here's Garrett Anderson now, the veteran. And that's a strike call on the outside. 0-1. 2 down, nobody on. Anderson ended up driving in 96 runs this year in 142 games. But he was hurting late in the season. Did not play much until the last weekend. And there is Cano. 3 up, 3 down, 3 ground ball outs from the sinker baller. On to the second inning. Sheffield, Matsui, and then Cano coming up. There is no score.
2 outs in the inning. And there's strike 2 on the bomber. What an epic battle we're witnessing. He digs back in. No, wait. What's he doing? The bomber is calling his shot.
I'm all over that.
He's pointing beyond the outfield fence.
Yeah, buddy.
Are we witnessing history? And there it goes!
Bud Light. Great taste. Great times.
What drives a man to such greatness?
Bud Light, Bud Light, Bud Light. Ooh, a hot dog.
Find out what it feels like when the job you're looking for finds you. Employers search Monster every day looking for the right candidates. But you can't be found unless you post your resume. So post your resume today in just a few clicks and let employers find you.
Is it true you do more brakes than anyone?
Absolutely. Is something burning?
Oh, those are Fred's old brakes.
Come to the experts in brakes and maintenance, the Midas Touch Maintenance Package. An oil change, tire rotation, and multi-point courtesy check, including brake check for just $29.95.
Trust the Midas Touch.
Tastier, crispier Tostitos restaurant-style tortilla chips. You are one lucky salsa. Oh, to have a chip this tasty dipped into you. My little bowl of chunky goodness.
Honey, who are you talking to?
Tostitos, now even tastier and crispier.
Julie, will you take me to Outback for their new Heart of Gold Bronze filet with sauteed artichokes, sun-dried tomatoes, and a light lemon Alfredo sauce?
Yes, I will.
Try something bold. Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
I just hung up with your mother. You know what just hit me? I don't remember. But once we go to Outback for the new cyclone pasta with grilled chicken and 3 cheeses, it'll come to me.
I love coming to Florida.
Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
There is one conventional oil that totally defies convention. Mobile Clean 5000. The first oil enhanced with a high-endurance formula. The only one guaranteed to protect for 5,000 miles. Mobile Clean 5000. The oil that's changing oil.
The governor of the state of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, in attendance tonight as the team from California takes on the team from New York. More division series action tomorrow. ESPN2 and ESPN2 HD at 4 Eastern, 3 Central, 1 Pacific. The Padres and the Cardinals, Estacio versus Mulder. Tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on Fox, the Astros and the Braves. And the Braves will need a win. They're in the same spot as the Angels. They lost game 1 at home. And they need to win before they head out on the road to Houston. But they have to go up against Roger. Quite a matchup tomorrow night. John Smoltz and Roger Clemens. Gary Sheffield, the hitter, against Lackey, just missing inside. And it's a ball and a strike to Sheffield. 34 homers, 123 batted in. And he was 2 for 4 in game 1. And the breaking ball into center field. That one is going deep out there to Finley. He makes the catch on the warning track. Wow.
And so far in this ball game, his control and his off-speed pitches are keeping the Yankees off balance. Take a look at the last inning. This is what when I said he uses both sides of the plate. This is the next to last pitch to Giambi, just off the plate. Now he goes exactly where he wants to pitch Giambi, inside. In fact, he broke 2 of his bats. A little cutter action on the fastball inside. He broke 2 bats of Giambi's in that first at bat. And that's where they want to get Giambi out. But he set him up before by going away and then coming right back inside. He is on his game so far in this ball game.
Curveball to Matsui in there for a strike.
And again, I think that breaking ball is what you need to throw a lot to keep the Yankees off balance. They're all very good fastball hitters.
116 RBIs for Matsui. And the fastball is too low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cano on deck. Lackey beat the Yankees twice this year, but he went only 5 1/3 innings in each of those games. That one is a base hit to right center field. Steve Finley hustling over across the green, knocks it down, picks it back up, but Matsui, he was going for 2 all the way, and he easily makes it.
It looks like that was one mistake that he made. It got a hanging breaking ball, and Matsui just ripped it. And Finley was trying to cut it off. He got there, but it hit off the heel of his glove. And I think Matsui was going to get a double anyway. He never slowed down, and I think he was going to make it easily.
And the official scorer has ruled it a double. Here is Robinson Cano, again with a chance to drive in a run. That's a ball down and in.
And Joe Torre talked in glowing terms about Robinson Cano. He said he's going to be a big star. He's a really good hitter, he says, and he's going to put the ball in play a lot more than people anticipate. He thinks he can hit 330, 340 up in that range. That's some pretty good hitting.
There's Joe Torre.
Plus, he thinks he's going to hit a lot of home runs.
That one is down the left field line, a base hit into the left field corner, and Cano does it again. Matsui scores easily. Consecutive doubles here with 1 out. And the Yankees lead 1-0. Robinson Cano, the 22-year-old, has put the Yankees ahead in both games 1 and 2.
And there are just no breathers in this lineup. Nice hitting there. I mean, it looked like an off-speed pitch. He stays back, goes the other way with it, as he did last night. He hit a ball in the left center field last night. See that ball moving away from him, and he just goes down the left field line. And, of course, Matsui scores easily. And he's upset, but that was good hitting. It wasn't a bad pitch.
Strike 1 to Bernie Williams. Bernie in center field tonight had his worst season in the big leagues in what is likely his last year as a Yankee. Switch hitter with Cano at second. And that's a strike. And it's interesting as Bernie is apparently on his way out as a Yankee. Robinson Cano's idol when he was a kid growing up in the Dominican was Bernie Williams. And he finally, when he was still in the minor leagues during spring training one year, met Bernie and told him, he said, you know, you were my idol. I always wanted to meet you. Curveball in the dirt. It's like the same thing that I told you when I first met you.
Yeah, I remember that.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Bernie Williams. That's kind of a mixed bit of praise, though, from a young guy, right? Because it also says you're kind of you must be getting old.
Yeah, but I think that Bernie took it as praise, which he should have been. Just he idolized him and wanted to be like him, and he is now. He's a Yankee as well.
2-2 now to Bernie Williams.
You know, the interesting thing about this Yankee team is, you know, you look at the lineup, and in this, you know, Jeter, A-Rod, you go on down the line. And the problem is with a pitcher out there, every time you look up there, there's a hitter that knows how to hit. He's not a guy up there just swinging.
Bernie Williams did not get it. Now here's a studio update with Carl Ravitch, a SportsCenter 30 at 30 update.
John, thank you very much. Other big stories as you take a look at Bernie going back to the dugout. The White Sox sent the Red Sox back home to Boston, down 2-0. Tad Iguchi's home run, the big story. The Astros take care of the Braves. Atlanta pitchers issue 9 walks, and Houston is up 1-0. SportsCenter follows college football on ESPN2. John.
All right, thanks, Carl. Meanwhile, here the Yankees have gone ahead 1-0. Matsui's double followed by Cano's double. 2 down now. Cano still at second. And here is Jorge Posada. And a changeup down and away for ball 1. Cano, his dad was a ball player. His dad, Jose, actually signed with the Yankees in 1980 and made it to the majors with the Astros very briefly in 1989. He got into 6 games. And he named his son Robinson because he idolized Jackie Robinson. So Robinson Cano actually named for Jackie Robinson. A great Hall of Famer and much more than that. Robinson Cano. And you talking about how Joe Torre praised him, and earlier this year after he first saw him, Red Sox manager Terry Francona said he reminded him a little bit of Rod Carew. He thought this guy's he's going to be a great hitter.
Well, I think he's different from Rod in that he's going to hit with more power, but he may hit for the average like Rod did. But that is high praise just to compare him with Rod Carew, who won 7 batting titles, and he's just a great hitter.
Rod Carew 1 year hit .377. Cano hit .381 for the month of September. The best average in the American League. Because Carew ended up a great Angel after starting his career with the Twins and in the Hall of Fame. 2-1 to Posada. Looked to me on that pickoff play at second with Cabrera. Cabrera tried to deke the young Cano into believing that the throw had gone past him into center field. The dirt, nice save there by Molina. 3-1. First base is open. Tino Martinez on deck, another left-handed hitter. Here's Tino. And you go back to '96 when the Yankees beat Atlanta for the World Series title. These last 3 guys, Williams, Posada, who's up right now, Tino, who's on deck, were all there all the way back then. 3-2.
Well, the one thing that he's trying to do, Lackey, is trying to keep them off balance by mixing a lot of breaking ball and off-speed pitches in. And he's been pretty successful. He hung a breaking ball to Matsui, and just good hitting by Cano plated Matsui, but you see him changing speeds, 3-1, 3-2, he'll throw anything.
And the breaking ball in the dirt, he walked him. So Posada takes a walk, and now here is Tino Martinez. Tino got in as a defensive replacement last night. There's Mike Scioscia, the Angels manager. Checking his notes. 2 men on, 2 men out. Tino Martinez, who has not yet had a plate appearance in this series. 17 home runs during the regular year. 241 average for the Yankees. And that's a strike call to the inside, although Molina was on the outside corner with the target.
And one thing that happens when you're John Lackey and you're pitching carefully to the Yankees, what will happen is your pitch total will get up there very quickly, because they take a perfect pitch. They do not attack the perfect pitches. You have to make a lot of good pitches just to get them out.
Well, he made a good pitch right there, the comebacker. The Yankees, though, get a run, and they have the lead here in Game 2. Vladimir Guerrero coming up.
Thursday, the Major League Baseball Division Series continues. Sanders and the Cards had Game 1 wrapped up.
There it goes! A grand slam!
But the Padres' late surge kept St. Louis honest. Now Game 2, Padres-Cardinals, Thursday at 4 on ESPN2.
I pulled into Nazareth, was feeling about half-past dead. I just need some place where I can lay my head.
More bars in more places. That's the goal of the largest digital voice and data network in America.
He just grinned and shook my hand.
Singulars all over network. singular, raising the bar.
Your call will be answered in 30 minutes.
My car ready yet? Whatever happened to customer service? At DHL, it's alive and well.
I'm on it.
Call us and see how we're changing the way the shipping business does business.
Come and gather round me, and I'll tell you all a tale about a guy called Yoga Tex out on the Chisholm Trail.
Air-cooled glove box. Just one of 120 not-so-standard features available on the all-new 280 horsepower German-engineered Passat.
So the Dodgers are down to their last out, Game 1 of the World Series. And look who's coming up. Kirk Gibson with 2 bad legs. You talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
With 100% whole grain, low fat, and fiber, the Breakfast of Champions brings out the champion in you.
The impossible has happened.
Game 2 of the American League Division Series. The Yankees and the Angels. The Yankees leading 1-0, and then now they lead this game 1-0. And here comes Vladimir Guerrero. First ball swinging and a high foul into the upper deck.
Well, the interesting thing with Wang is he has a good pitch to go after Vladimir with that tailing fastball. A lot of teams try to pitch Vladimir off the plate inside. But that first pitch, they were set up away, and he had a really good cut at it.
This is the first time that Wang has ever faced the Angels. None of the Angels have ever seen him before in a big league game. That's to third. A-Rod up to his feet. 1 away. 4 ground ball outs for the Angels so far against Wang. The Angels, who faced the Yankees in the division series in 2002 and beat them 3-1 after losing the first one in New York. And then they went on to face the Twins in the league championship series and won that series 4-2 to head to the World Series. And in the World Series, they came from behind. They were down 3-2 to the Giants and won both games 6 and 7 to win the World Series. And that's a foul to Benji Molina. Tim Salmon was a big-time star for the Angels for many years, and that 2002 season was one for him to savor after many years without such postseason success. Salmon's been unable to play all year this season with injury, but in uniform cheering on his Angels teammates. Benji Molina. And Wang misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, when you watch Wang, it's really not an unusual motion. He just starts late. He doesn't hesitate in his windup. He just starts with his hands behind his head. Now he goes, it's just a normal delivery. Another ground ball.
Derek Jeter and Molina is gone. 2 down. 5 consecutive ground ball outs.
Yeah, you were talking about Otsuka the other day. He was hesitating in the middle of his windup, in the middle of his delivery. But what Wang does, see, he just starts. Now he'll stop back here. Now he stays right there. Everything else is normal. This is just a normal release after he hesitates behind his head. This is where it may throw some hitters off, but the rest of it is just a fluid motion.
Darren Erstad now. Fastball to strike.
Very rarely will you see a pitcher who can just throw one pitch and get all the hitters out. His sinker is so good that that's all he's throwing right now. And I think you have to give Posada a lot of credit. He's not trying to throw a lot of breaking balls, not throwing a lot of changeups. He's just saying, throw me the changeup and keep it a sinker and keep it down.
2 strikes now to Erstad. Darren Erstad has become a Gold Glove quality first baseman. But as a first baseman, he did not have a whole lot of power. 7 home runs all year in 609 at bats. 33 doubles, 3 triples. 0-2 the count, 2 down, nobody on. The Yankees ahead 1-0. Looks like he tried something else there.
Yeah. I think he took a little bit off the sinker and made it sink even more.
1-2. Right past Wang, and that's the first hit for the Angels. Another ground ball, though.
What they did there is they were away, and then Posada wanted to go inside, but his fastball tails back over the plate. In order to be effective with the fastball inside, you have to start it at the hitter and make him buckle. See the target inside? Look, and it runs right back out over the middle of the plate, and he grounds it right back through the middle. It appears to me that he's not going to be able to pitch left-handed hitters inside. You have to have a little different movement on your ball to pitch left-handed hitters inside, but that's what he tried to do there.
You mean movement that moves in on him?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to move on him just as long as it doesn't move back over the middle of the plate.
So you can do that Maddox pitch you started
at him
off the inside, and it runs back. Here is Juan Rivera, former Yankee farmhand. Hit 15 home runs as a role player and 350 at bats this year. Now Erstad is the runner at first base, and the Yankees immediately make a throw over there. They're always expecting that just about any Angel runner, once he gets on, might look to steal.
Well, that's because Wang has a very deliberate and slow delivery to the plate, and you can't steal a base off of him.
Erstad stole 10 times during the season, caught 3. And that one runs off the inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Rivera.
And it's interesting, Posada and the Yankees' idea of handling the Angels is just go ahead and pitch. Do not change what you do to try to hold the runners closer to first base.
That is at the knees for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike down to Rivera. Rivera broke in with the Yankees back in 2001. Got a longer look-see in 2002. And still longer in 2003. But eventually was traded to the Montreal Expos. Now the Washington Nationals. Angels picked him up this past November after the season was over in a deal that sent Jose Guillen to Washington. Mike Scioscia. Well, what do you think, Joe? I mean, the Angels like to run. That's part of their game. Is he going to run?
I don't know if Erstad's going to run. They're going to try to steal a base again. He doesn't hold the runners well, and if they get a good jump, they're going to try. They have a lot of different signs. 1, get your jump. 1, go on this pitch.
Jeter backhands it, and off the glove of Cano. Everybody's safe.
Well, the interesting thing there is he wasn't trying to make a double play. He was kind of stretched out just to take the force out, but he did it with 1 hand. I mean, when you come across to make a double play, you're trying to do something. Right there, it's just a force out. And Jeter does a great job of flipping it to him. See, he's coming across just for the force out, and it looked like it might have hit him right in the palm of the glove.
So, a big error. An error proved fatal to the Red Sox in the earlier game in Chicago at second base. And here's the veteran, Steve Fenley, who had really the worst year of his big league career. But he's got some pop. He chased a bad ball there. He helped him out. An error, of course, to Cano. Derek Jeter will get credit for an assist in the play. Steve Finley this year hit only .222, 12 home runs in 406 at bats. 2 men on, 2 men out. The Angels get a break. Well, he's had Finley swinging at his pitch 2 times already.
Well, I mean, the way that he throws his sinker is very difficult to lay off of it. It gets there in a hurry, and then it sinks. A lot of times the sinker starts to sink a little further out in front of the plate. You can adjust to it. But his sinker, he throws it hard, and the ball just moves at the last minute.
Steve Finley, 40 years old, still in superb condition, but his numbers were showing his age this year. 0-2 the count. And he just got a piece of that one, topping it foul, bouncing it back to the backstop. Nobody has gotten the ball airborne yet. Finley, still a center fielder, still a good one. The only center fielder ever to start a postseason game in the history of Major League Baseball, Willie Mays, back in 1973 when he was 42. Erstad at second, Rivera at first. Wang has made 3 hellacious pitches in a row here to Finley. Fastball at 94, up and away. Reggie Jackson, employed by the Yankees, does some consulting and occasionally will work with hitters. He's here tonight along with Brian Cashman, the Yankees general manager. Steve Finley trying to come through in the clutch. Inside. 2-2. Finley last year at age 39 had one of his very best years. He hit 36 home runs last year for Arizona and the Dodgers. Helped the Dodgers get to the postseason a year ago. 2-2 the count. 2 on, 2 out. A ground ball. Cano to Jeter, and the inning is over. So Cano this time got it right. 2 men stranded. The Angels cannot cash in on the break. Top of the order, Jeter, then A-Rod coming up. 1-0 Yankees.
#1 dealer in all of Orange County. Foothill Ranch Chrysler Jeep Dodge. The one with outstanding selection. The one with unbeatable deals. Like getting a new Chrysler 300s with no dealer markup. With 100 Chrysler 300s in stock, you'll see why we're #1 in the U.S. for 300 sales. And for a limited time, just $1 down delivers a new Chrysler 300. This is one event you won't want to miss. Hurry to the #1 dealership, Foothill Ranch Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Lake Forest Drive and the 241 Toll Road. When it comes to getting more for your money, Audi Mission Viejo, the Auditorium, is leading the way. We feature a free car wash during service hours, a 4-year or 50,000-mile no-charge scheduled maintenance on all new cars, plus a 6-year or 100,000-mile warranty from in-service date on all certified pre-owned cars. During your visit, your family can have a little playtime or enjoy gourmet coffee in our exclusive Quattro Cafe. It's all part of the Auditorium experience. Audi Mission Viejo, I-5 at Avery Parkway.
I'm not the real dance in the aisle, although I have danced in the aisles.
My dad is nuts. He wears this Angel stuff everywhere he goes.
Show me the monkey, show me the monkey.
It was almost like a law in our house to be an Angel fan.
If there's anything that we've always been connected about, it was baseball. There's nothing like it.
The Angels are a part of our blood. He's passed that on to us.
Can't wait for opening day and sharing that Angel baseball with the boys.
I live for this!
October, 8 teams, 1 champion. Watch the World Series. Don't miss it.
Sport is sport. A foul's a foul. And a bat's a bat, even if it's flat. 10 feet on the west side is 10 feet on the east side. Football is football. Unless it's football. Now a win's a win, a loss is a loss. But no matter what, you better come with it. Because it's 90 feet to first,
no matter where home is.
ESPN's Major League Baseball Division Series, presented by Budweiser. Brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you? And Circuit City. For the hottest new technology, think Circuit City. Just what I needed.
I'm John Miller along with Joe Morgan here at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. Gary Miller also with us. 1-0 the Yankees lead, and there's a swing at a foul tip by Derek Jeter leading it off against John Lackey here in the third. Alex Rodriguez and Jason Giambi to follow. 1-0 the Yankees lead. Robinson Cano for the second night in a row has put the Yankees ahead with an early RBI hit. Sprayed foul lookout right toward his teammates in the Yankee dugout.
Well, that's where most teams try to pitch Jeter's inside, but the first time up he went away, then got him on a breaking ball 3-2. But anytime you have to throw him a fastball, you want to come inside. At least that's the way most teams pitch him. It has been successful at times, but he still hits over 300, so he still gets his hits. Inside again, but he misses badly.
And Derek Jeter pretty steady. Jeter in the major leagues, a lifetime batting average of .314. This season hit .309 with 19 homers. Strike three on the inside. And Jeter called out by Jerry Meals, and Jeter didn't seem to agree with that assessment.
Well, that must have had some cut action on it, because Jeter usually fights this ball off inside, as I said earlier. There's the target. Ball gets a lot of the plate. I guess Jeter thought it might have been low.
So the low strike. Jeter is 0 for 2 in the game. Now Alex Rodriguez comes up. A-Rod swung the first pitch he saw tonight. He gets a very similar pitch for a called strike. He grounded out to third his first time. And Rodriguez looking for his first hit in this series. He's now 0 for 4. He got hit by a pitch last night from Bartolo Colon. And a little cutter missing down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Lackey seems to be sticking with his game plan. That's moving the ball inside, outside, especially to the right-handed hitters, and throwing a lot of breaking balls.
And that one in the dirt outside. 2-1. Lackey this year was the most difficult pitcher against whom to hit a home run in the American League. Lackey only gave up 13 home runs all year in 209 innings. 1 homer every 16 innings pitched, the lowest in the American League. A curveball, and that's a foul. And we saw him several times the last 2 years, Joe, where he gave up a lot of home runs. So this year, he did a much better job than he'd ever done before, keeping the ball in the yard.
Well, earlier, you know, when he started in 2002, he was more of a power pitcher. He'd try to overpower you with the fastball. Now he's more of a pitcher. He will sink some, move the ball in and out, change speeds. He's just a much better pitcher now. And that when you give up a lot of home runs, it's because you try to overpower hitters sometimes.
We did talk to Bud Black before the game about it. And he said that he thought what the difference for Lackey this year was that he was much more consistent with his delivery now, his mechanics. And he thinks it's just what you're talking about. Before, he still had this idea that he could just rear back and fire the ball, and that was the best course. 3-2 the count. Jason Giambi on deck. Alex Rodriguez takes ball 4. Second walk allowed by Lackey. The Angels down 1-0. Last night the Yankees with a 4-2 win. They beat the Angels 21-game winner Bartolo Colon. Robinson Cano hit that 3-run first inning double in his very first postseason at bat. And the Angels, their big hitters at the top of the order, pretty well shut down most of the night. 1 through 5 hitters had only 3 hits in 19 at bats. Robinson Cano, the Yankees have only scored 5 runs in this series. He's driven in 4 of them. And the curveball misses to Jason Giambi. And they got a shift on for Giambi with a runner at first. Figgins, the third baseman, is the only infielder on the left side. The shortstop, Cabrera, is almost right up the middle. There goes the runner. Molina's throw. And a steal for A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez had 21 steals during the season.
When anyone that thinks the Yankees are just built to hit the ball out of the ballpark and that's the only way they can play, they're in for a surprise, because these guys know how to play. I mean, A-Rod was leaning a little bit, but he got a good jump, and he forces Molina to hurry his throw, and he throws it off line. And Kennedy just gets further and further into the outfield now that A-Rod has left first base.
3-0 to Giambi. Giambi walked 108 times this year, and he had one of the highest on-base percentages in either league. That's a strike on the inside. He led the American League with a .440 on-base percentage, and in walks. And Joe Torre, you asked him a question before the game, why A-Rod was back in the number 2 spot, and he said really it was just Giambi and the fact that he wanted to mix up the lefties and the righties. High and tight. Giambi gets a walk, and Lackey has walked 2 in a row, and now Sheffield is coming up.
And remember, the Yankees aren't walking because they're up there looking for a walk. They're walking because they're looking for a pitch that they can drive in their zone. And they will take some strikes if the pitches are not the ones they're looking for. But when you do that, you force the pitcher to throw a lot more pitches. And that's why Lackey's pitch count is going to continue to rise. But he can't make any mistakes with Sheffield or anyone in the middle of this order, so he has to be very careful. And anytime you pitch careful, you're going to have a high pitch count.
He's thrown 49 pitches already.
Ooh, man, they gave him a good pitch to hit there, though.
Breaking ball right out over the heart of the plate.
Well, Sheffield can handle anything that's hard. It doesn't matter how hard you throw it, he can handle it. He handled Bartolo Colon, who was throwing 97, 98 miles an hour last night.
2 men on, 1 man out. Up the middle. Behind second, Kennedy to Cabrera. Back to first, not in time. And Cabrera took an extra beat before he got rid of that throw.
Well, he couldn't get it out of his glove. And he did the right thing, though. He made sure of one at second base. This ball's hit right up the middle. Nice place by Kennedy. He flipped it, but right there, he couldn't get it out of his glove cleanly. So all of a sudden, but he made sure, you got to make sure you catch the ball. So he makes sure he catches it with 2 hands. Now he turns. You can see that his rhythm was broken. Still tried to make the double play. But the key is you got to make sure you get the first one. And he did that.
And they really had Sheffield positioned well, because that ball looked like a clean single to center field right up the middle, but Kennedy was playing well over in that direction to begin with. So Sheffield now at first. A-Rod moved over to third. 2 men on, 2 men out. Here is Matsui, who drove in 116 runs this year. The curveball is too low. Matsui hit .313 with runners in scoring position. Matsui with a look over at the third base coach, Luis Sojo. Matsui hit over 300, had 45 doubles and 23 home runs. And his 116 RBIs only good for third best on the club. The Yankees ahead 1-0, and Lackey struggling here once the power came up. He walked A-Rod, then he walked Giambi, the next hitter. And he got Sheffield to hit the ground ball. And on another night, it would have been an inning-ending double play. Now he's got to get Matsui. 2 down. 2 balls, no strikes. And there's the rookie again on deck, don't forget. And there's an empty base here for the veteran slugger, but Cano's the guy who's been killing the Angels here. He's on deck. Matsui has had success in the past against Lackey. 7 hits, 18 at bats. He hit a double his first time tonight. Right to Kennedy. Over to Cabrera for the force out on Sheffield. 2 men stranded for the Yankees. 1-0. Sean Figgins coming up second after Adam Kennedy when we come back.
If you love the convenience of shopping online, but you want to get a hold of your stuff ASAP, Circuit City makes it simple. Just buy online at CircuitCity.com and choose the in-store pickup option. We're the only place that guarantees your purchase will be ready for pickup in 24 minutes or less. If it's not, we'll give you a $24 gift card. It's that simple. Circuit City.
Class of '94. Here I come.
When you want to make a good impression, Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you going in style.
Looking good, Moose.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Hot. Spicy.
Excuse me? Want something spicy? Taco Bell is open late. Feed your need for all the spicy, grilled, marinated, crunchy, and melty taste you can only get at Taco Bell. Want to spice up the night? Think outside the bun. Open till midnight or later.
You gelling? No telling how much I'm gelling. You gelling?
I'm like mud gelling. I'm so gelling.
Quit yelling. We're gelling.
Right.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are so soft, they make any shoe feel outrageously comfortable. Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
At Samuel Adams, we do 10,000 beer audits in the course of the year.
We test the temperature, we look at the color.
Bartenders think we're crazy.
They're just looking at the head, looking at everything, and I don't know what they're looking for.
We check the lines in the faucets. And we also go and check Sam Adams' keg dates downstairs. If it's not fresh, we buy it back.
When we have festivals here, we put out-of-code beer in the tank.
People try to throw a ball and dunk him in some old Sam Adams.
I'd rather put people into stale beer than stale beer into people.
It's time for your chance to win one of 100 Philips HD TVs with DirecTV service for a year. Log on to 100yardblitz.com to enter. The code word is fastball.
We are in Anaheim. Game 2 of the American League Division Series. The Yankees and Angels presented by Budweiser. You can win an HD TV by entering the code word fastball at 100yardblitz.com. Ball 1 from Chien-Ming Wang to Adam Kennedy. Kennedy, who was hurt by the time the postseason came around last year. And the inside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. He's the 9th place hitter. Sean Figgins to follow, and then Orlando Cabrera. And all 8 of the Angels who faced Wang have hit the ball on the ground against him. 1 was a ground ball base hit. 1 ended up being an error. That's a ground ball, and that's a base hit. Taking it back through the middle. Sean Figgins is coming up. Let's go down to Gary Miller.
John, a couple of changes in the Yankee lineup for Game 2. Even though they won Game 1 and Jason Giambi hit well, Tino Martinez is at first base tonight, and that's mostly a defensive change. Giambi hits 110 points better as a first baseman than a DH, but with all these ground balls by Wang, Joe Torre wanted a solid defensive first baseman in there tonight. That's why Tino's in there.
All right, that's interesting, and although they've already made 1 error with the regulars out there, with Cano dropping that throw from Jeter, but it didn't cost. Wang got out of it. Here's Figgins still trying to get his first hit of the series. He grounded the second his first time, and that is ball 1. Hit .290 during the season. looking over at Ron Renicky, third base coach. You see the third baseman, Alex Rodriguez, in on the edge of the grass. Tino Martinez on the bag at first with Kennedy. 1-0, the Yankees lead. Kennedy's back to the bag.
I would expect Mike Scioscia to do something this inning to try to create some runs. And this is a good situation here. You can hit and run here. You can send Kennedy on a steal. A lot of things you can do with Figgins up and Kennedy at first base.
Kennedy stole 19 bases this year, only caught 4 times. There he goes. Figgins swings and misses. Good throw, and he's out.
Well, that was a hit and run, obviously. But Figgins swung at the ball over his head. And a good throw there by Posada. He got rid of the ball very quickly. But he also had a good pitch to throw. And the high fastball is the pitch you have to throw. Not a good jump by Kennedy. But see, it's a high fastball, and that's a perfect pitch to throw on. And he makes a perfect throw to Jeter, and he makes the tag. But you have to expect the Angels to try to do something to create some offense.
And he tries to bunt that one and pops it foul over the backstop into the crowd. Now, was that high fastball? Because that was almost over Figgins' head, right?
Yeah, but it was a hit and run.
But what I'm saying is, was that just a coincidence, or did the Yankees throw that pitch up there because they knew something might be happening?
Well, if you think something's happening, you go ahead and pitch out. But
and he swings at one in the dirt. Strike 3, tagged out by Posada.
If you know something's up, you go ahead and pitch out. That way you would let them know that you may have their signals and put some doubt in their mind. I just think it happened to be a high fastball, and it was a hit and run, and Figgins did his job. He swung at it. I mean, that's one of the few pitches that has gotten away from him, but you see how easy it was for Posada to catch it and make a throw all in one motion because it's a high fastball.
I mean, it wasn't a pitch out. It was the next best thing, though.
Yeah.
2 down, nobody on, and Orlando Cabrera. And he spins a slider high for ball 1 to Cabrera. Well, the Angels have not had many opportunities to run, but they've had 1 steal, and that have been thrown out twice trying to steal. 1 for 3. Sean Figgins is 0 for 6 with 3 strikeouts in this series so far. Vladimir Guerrero was thrown out trying to steal last night when they were down 4-0 in the 6th inning to end the inning. And that's too low. 2-0 the count. And the crowd, I remember 3 years ago, this place was so loud. Everybody was using their noisemakers. But the Yankees have quieted them down considerably here these 2 nights.
And they finally hit a ball in the air anyway.
Gary Sheffield in shallow right. On to the 4th inning. Robinson Cano coming up. 1-0. The Yankees lead.
Tiger Woods is looking for the American Express Championship, but standing in his way are Phil Mickelson and Vijay Singh. The American Express Championship. Live coverage begins Thursday at 1:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm waiting.
Come on, let's go.
Where?
Over there. What's your name?
Jerry.
Jerry, you know what a skid plate is for? Off-road stabilizer bars? A locking rear differential? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Jerry!
Chevy Silverado, an American Revolution.
Your SUV is designed to go off-road, but sometimes the off-road comes to you. Introducing the new Goodyear Forterra with silent armor technology, made with SUV drivers in mind. A layer made with Kevlar means the Forterra is tough and rugged, and extra cushioning means the Forterra rides quietly and comfortably. The new Goodyear Forterra with silent armor technology. Go confidently on the wings of Goodyear.
A little black dress is always in style, but
but even a little dandruff shows. My old dandruff shampoo wasn't into black, so I switched to Selsun Blue.
Doctor recommended for flakes and itch with Aloe moisturizers for healthier hair and scalp.
Never wear black without the blue. Selsun Blue.
I'm Dale Earnhardt Jr. Welcome to a new generation of Wrangler.
New fits. New comfort. New styles. Wrangler Jeans Company. A new generation of Wrangler. New fits, new comfort, new styles.
Want the best in wireless? Look no further than your neighborhood Radio Shack. From the best name brand phones to the best wireless carriers, we've got it all. And now, during our Best of the Best wireless sale, get the best for even less. Like this new Verizon Wireless VX5200 camera phone by LG, just $29.99 with new 2-year agreement. You'll also enjoy the best customer service. That's why our sales associates are #1 in wireless customer satisfaction. And why we sell more wireless than any other consumer electronics retailer at Radio Shack.
And we're not far from Hollywood. There's Penny Marshall, actor and also an excellent director who did the she actually directed the baseball movie A League of Their Own, which was about a chapter in baseball history that actually occurred right around the time of World War II. And she apparently is a Yankee fan. Strike one to Robinson Cano of the Yankees. Denzel Washington also here. So what, all the stars are Yankee fans, huh? 1 ball, 1 strike. The count to Cano. And the breaking ball, he just got a piece of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cano had only 1 hit last night, but it was the big hit of the game. It knocked in 3 runs in the very first inning. He's got another hit tonight, and that knocked in the 1 run that's scored so far in this game. Bernie Williams and Jorge Posada will follow here in the 4th inning. 1-0, the Yankees lead. Broken bat, and Kennedy throws him out. 1 away. A little bit later, we'll be chatting with Bud Black, the pitching coach for the Los Angeles Angels, from the Angels dugout. And then at the end of the at the end of the 4th inning, the middle of the 5th inning, we'll visit with Joe Torre, Yankee manager, from the Yankee dugout. Here is Bernie Williams, and that is at the knees for a called strike. Bernie struck out his first time. Lackey has labored tonight. He could use a quick inning. He threw 54 pitches in the first 3. Yankees stranded 2 runners in both the 2nd and 3rd innings. Tino Martinez in the hole with Posada on deck. Bernie chops one slowly. Lackey just in time, got him by a step. 2 down in the 4th. Lackey been getting a lot of ground balls too.
Well, he's actually pitching very well. He had, you know, the high off-speed pitch to Matsui for a double, and then just good hitting by Robinson Cano to drive in the run. Other than that, he's pitched very, very well. He's been able to keep the hitters off balance, but I think the reason he's keeping off balance, he's mixing his pitches well. A lot of breaking balls and off-speed pitches.
He's had 7 ground ball outs in this game. And how many bats has he broken? At least 4 bats that he's broken. He broke 2 of Giambi's bats when Giambi was up there in the 1st inning. Posada fouls one off the left field line, back out of play. Posada walked his first time, but he's also walked 3 in the first 3 innings of the game.
Well, again, when you pitch that carefully to these hitters, you're going to end up walking some guys. You're just not going to throw balls in their zone. And when these guys do not go out of their zones very often, they do not swing at a lot of bad pitches.
Just punched out there into left field for Posada. And that's the Yankees' 3rd hit of the game. 2-out single here in the 4th keeps the inning going for Tino Martinez. This series will continue Friday night at Yankee Stadium. And the Angels know all too well that waiting for them there will be Randy Johnson. The Angels are scheduled to go with Paul Bird, who pitched real well for them this year. But it's probably not good strategy to win a best-of-5 series and be down 2-0 going to Yankee Stadium on Friday. Tino Martinez hits into the force play. The big hit is coming up. Garrett Anderson. Vladimir Guerrero. 1-0. The Yankees lead.
You could save $1,000, $2,000, or even $3,000 on your next used car. Would you take that opportunity? I bet you would. I'm Gil Stanfield, General Manager of Power Toyota Irvine. That's why you should take a few minutes and come to Power Toyota Irvine's Save a Grand or More event. This week only, all prices are clearly marked. No gimmicks, no hassles. If you don't save a grand or more, then you didn't buy it here, and that's my promise.
We promise!
Honey, we're gonna be late.
I'm coming.
Where's my fedora?
In the closet next to the loafers.
What about my air horn?
In the fourth drawer down in the dresser.
Let's go. Here, let's do this.
For the best seats at the game, come to Ken Crane's. Get an LG flat panel TV and pay absolutely nothing till 2007. Life's good, and even better at Ken Crane's.
ESPN Original Entertainment presents the story of a student who walked onto the track a man and left a legend. 4 minutes. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Excuse me, what is that?
Oh, that's ING. They're the financial services company that's all about fresh thinking. They're full of new ideas, so you're ready for whatever comes along.
I know about ING. What is that?
It's a guy with his own theme music.
Ask your financial professional about ING.
Game 2 of the American League Division Series, the Yankees and the Angels, presented by Budweiser. We're at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. A very warm day. They had the very warm Santa Ana breezes blowing today. Temperatures got into the 90s. It was 84 degrees at game time here. Garrett Anderson fouls one back against Chien-Ming Wang. And so far we've seen why Joe Torre has such confidence in the young right-handed rookie from Taiwan. Enough confidence in him to start him in a game 2 on the road.
A lot of pitchers have an overpowering fastball. They may have a great curveball. But if you have a great sinker, I mean, it just allows you to make a few more mistakes than any place else because they're going to hit it on the ground even when they hit it hard.
Another ground ball. And now Vladimir Guerrero is coming up. Friday, baseball on ESPN2 at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central. The White Sox at Fenway Park. White Sox with a 2-0 lead now. Freddie Garcia, Tim Wakefield there. The Red Sox must win to stay alive. The Angels at Yankees. Joe and I will be at Yankee Stadium, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Paul Bird versus the big unit, Randy Johnson. ESPN and ESPN HD. Presented by Budweiser. Here's Vladimir Guerrero. He grounded out to third his first time. That got him. Guerrero will take his base.
Well, they want to keep the ball inside on him because he will swing it to pitch off the plate inside. Obviously, that a little too far inside.
Bartolo Colon drilled Alex Rodriguez last night. And that one just seemed to graze. Guerrero.
Well, you can see Posada was set up inside, and the ball really tails in. Well, he's got such great movement on his sinker. That's why he hit him. The ball started inside and just ran in a lot. His tail right into his arm.
Now Benji Molina. There goes Vladdy up the middle. Cano was there to get it because he was covering. And he throws out Molina. Had Guerrero not been going at all, that would have gone right through the middle for a clean single to center. So the running game continues to backfire on the Angels.
Well, you see Cano going over the cover, and because he was on the move, gave him a chance to cover the hole. All in here, you would not be able to get this ball otherwise. The ball is hit sharply right through the middle. He still has to dive for it. Makes a nice play, gets up and throws Molina out. And that was not a hit and run. You can tell by the facial expression of Socha that was just a bad break.
Now Darren Erstad, who singled to center his first time. And the base hit here could mean a run. And a run would be awfully big for the Angels. They are trailing 1-0. Erstad got a 2-out single to center in the second. And they need that big hit in the clutch here against Wang. Hit hard, but there is Bernie Williams in left center. One man left on to the fifth inning, and in 60 seconds we'll visit with Bud Black, the pitching coach of the Angels, from the dugout. Stay tuned. Back in 60.
So what's different about Budweiser Select? Good question. First, we start with a blend of the finest hand-selected North American and Bavarian hop varieties picked straight from the vine. Then we take the time to brew Budweiser Select longer. So you get a beer with light beer stats and a distinct bold taste that finishes clean. So why settle for anything less? Be selected.
Hi, this is Bill. I'm in Vegas, where I'm going to be doing things that I can't leave on this message. Hi, this is Bill. I'm in Vegas. There's going to be ladies. I can't say that. Hi, this is Bill. I'm in Vegas, and I am not going to sleep ever. What if my mom calls? Hi, this is Bill. I'm in Vegas, and there's a chance I'm never coming back.
Hi, this is Bill. Leave a message.
That's our cab.
I'm John Miller with Joe Morgan, and we're joined from the dugout now by Angels pitching coach Bud Black. Bud, welcome to the telecast.
Thanks, guys.
Well, last night Bartolo Colon was throwing strikes. Is there any concern with the fact that Lackey has made so many pitches early in this ball game?
Well, a little bit, Joe. We want to keep our pitch count down, obviously, but you know, this is a pretty good lineup, as you know. We've talked prior to the series about keeping our walks down, but you know, a lot of times, you know, the other hitters don't cooperate.
Now, Bud, last night Alex Rodriguez got hit by Bartolo Colon. Now, Vladdy got one that it grazed him. Any feeling in the dugout that was payback?
I don't think so. I think if you've seen us play, a lot of teams pitch Vladdy in, and I think you know, Wang just ran a ball inside, just got away from him a little bit.
All right, and Lackey, I mean, he's doing real well out there. What about the pitch count? Are you concerned with it?
Well, you know, John's a big, strong guy. We think he's going to be fine. He's thrown well over 100 pitches a number of his starts, so and he holds his stuff pretty well as he goes through. So we'll keep an eye on him, but we're happy with where he is right now.
All right, many thanks, Bud.
Thanks, guys.
Bud Black, the pitching coach for the Angels, and his charge, John Lackey, back on the hill. He had a 9-pitch, 4th inning. Now he faces the top of the order here. Derek Jeter, the 64th pitch of the night from Lackey, is a called strike to Jeter.
And that's the point that I was making earlier with Bud Black reinforced, and that is you have to pitch carefully to these hitters, and they will not swing at pitchers' pitches early in the count. He made a perfect pitch there to Jeter on the inside corner, and Jeter took it.
I don't know that he got that one as far inside as maybe he wanted. Jeter had a pretty good rip at it. 0-2 the count. A-Rod on deck, then Giambi due up third. There's A-Rod. Bud Black, I'm a little surprised Bud Black's still a pitching coach. All these managerial openings, his name always comes up for those managerial jobs, but he's still a pitching coach here for the Angels. 0-2 to Jeter. And that's too low. Another managerial opening today. Ken Maka. And I don't know if I had the story straight. Did he decide not to re-up, or did he get fired, or what was the story there in Oakland?
I didn't see why. It just said that he will not return.
1-2 the count. Just missing on the inside.
And Jeter was called out on a similar pitch his last at bat, and Lackey wanted that pitch.
I'd like to see that pitch that he got called out on it compared to this one.
It looks very similar to the one that he was called out on.
Scioscia's reaction. Where's the pitch? 2-2 the count. And the bat flies into the dugout box seats there as Jeter strikes out swinging.
Well, he set him up perfectly in this at bat. He threw 4 straight fastballs in, and then he went away with a breaking ball. Very few hitters are going to be able to handle that. Well, after going inside twice, he goes 4 straight times, I should say. He went away with the breaking ball. And that's just good pitching right there.
Curveball inside to Alex Rodriguez, who has grounded out and walked and stolen a base.
And someone has a gamer.
And they're already on the phone telling the world about it. 1 ball and no strikes. And that's a strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike.
One thing that Lackey's doing a great job of, you go through a lineup 3 times. This is the 3rd time through the order. He has pitched them differently each time. He pitched Jeter away the first time up, and this time up he pitched him inside. He did the same thing with Rodriguez. He was away, now he's come inside, now he's going away again. He is doing a great job of keeping them from sitting on what he did to them last time. A lot of times a pitcher will pitch you inside. If he's successful, he'll stay there, and the hitter tries to make adjustments. But what Lackey's doing is he is just changing his pattern each time through the order.
1-2 to Alex Rodriguez. I mean, these are some of the most dangerous hitters in the game today. Almost like facing an all-star team when you're in this part of the lineup. Jeter, A-Rod, Giambi, Sheffield, Matsui. And that misses a fastball down and away. 2-2. Matsui. Jeter, and those are the Yankees. I mean, that's why they're so good. Sheffield behind Giambi. And as you pointed out on Sunday when we were at Fenway, he's the one they fear more than anybody else.
I was going to say, I think he is the most feared hitter in this lineup.
But I mean, they have to fear A-Rod a little bit. He hit 48 home runs, drove in 130.
Yeah, but when you talk about going to play the Yankees, you know, Sheffield comes up, A-Rod comes up. I think they're both feared, but I think because Sheffield hits the ball so hard, he takes such a vicious cut, I think that he is probably most feared by the pitchers.
And he curved him on 3-2 and walked him. It's the 2nd straight time that Rodriguez has walked. That's the 4th walk allowed by Lackey overall. And here comes Giambi.
Well, that looked like he had a little fear of A-Rod as well right there. I mean, he threw him a 3-2 breaking ball in the dirt.
So now Giambi, who has had a broken bat liner back to the pitcher, and then he walked his last time.
Well, he pitched him inside successfully. We'll see how he goes this time. That's what I was saying. He's changing his pattern each and every time through the lineup.
By the way, Peter Pasquarelli has done some digging on the Ken Maka thing you were asking about. Like, was he fired? Did he quit? What was the story? So maybe this will clear it up for us. See what you think. The A's reported, the A's announced that negotiations were not successful with Maka for a new contract. So does that clear it up for you?
Not really, because I mean, he could have taken, I guess, what they offered.
I mean, what does that mean? They were,
I don't know.
The negotiations were not successful. Yeah, I mean, we should ask Brian Cashman maybe, as a general manager, maybe he would be able to translate that for us. Giambi, that's a called strike, and it is 0-1. I mean, sometimes negotiations are not successful today, and you say, well, let's talk again tomorrow. So they were not successful with Maka, and he's gone. The A's are looking for a manager. 0-1 the count to Jason Giambi. Dangerous left-handed slugger, and a great second half of the season. Belts that one foul.
And you can see Giambi was sitting on something inside because he broke 2 of his bats. In his first at bat, he was looking for something inside. He got a pitch inside, but was too quick on it. And part of the problem sometimes when you look for the ball inside, see that ball's off the plate inside, and he turns on it. When you look for the ball inside, this is what happens. You pull it foul. What you have to do is react to the ball inside, and then you'll be able to keep it fair. And when you open your hips and extend through it, you're going to pull it foul most of the time. They're going away.
That's a base hit into the gap in right center. Finley hustling over, cuts it off. Giambi digging for second. There's nobody at second base, so he easily makes it. A-Rod stops at third, and the Yankees are in business now. Second and third, 1 out, and Sheffield coming up.
As quite often happens, he threw him a pitch inside. He pulls it foul, so he figured he's looking inside, so he goes away, and he doesn't get away far enough. And Giambi hammers it up that gap in right center. See, that ball's away, but it's not far enough away. And he hammers it in the gap. And the reason no one was at second base, they had already conceded the double, so they're lining up for the relay to the plate. And Alex Rodriguez easily goes to third. Finley cuts it off, and they're lined up for the play at the plate. But they were not. They had conceded the double to Giambi when the ball went in the gap.
Now Sheffield, and that's a ball too low. I mean, it looks to me like if they had somebody at second base, that they may have conceded it a little too soon.
Their main concern there was to keep A-Rod from scoring.
Now A-Rod at third base, and Giambi at second, and Sheffield with 123 RBIs this year, trying to do some damage. Here's that big rip. So maybe part of Sheffield, the whole thing about Sheffield and being so dangerous, and the guy that everybody fears when they face the Yankees, maybe part of it is just charisma. I mean, he just looks so dangerous at the plate.
Well, he never gets cheated. I mean, he's so aggressive at the plate. And a guy that's aggressive, and you make a mistake, he'll hit more home runs than the person who is just trying to make contact.
2-1 the count. Now first base is open, but the man on deck is a left-handed hitter who drove in 116 RBIs.
And plus, he's their best situational hitter. By that I mean, if he hits with a runner at third and less than 2 outs, he very rarely strands a runner over there. He gets them in.
Sheffield hit .364 during the season, led the Yankees in situations like this. Breaking for the plate is A-Rod. Figgins looks to run it back to second. Hurries to throw to first. Almost took too much time. Scoring Alex Rodriguez, and it is 2-0 Yankees.
And if he would remember that Giambi was the second, he knows he's not going to try to cheat and come over, but that's the way you make the play. You grab the ball, check the runner at second, then throw across the diamond, but no way Giambi was going to try to get to third base on that play.
Now Bud Black is going to the mound to talk to Lackey.
Well, this is a good pitch by Lackey. Sheffield chops it, and you can see checked him at second base, I'm sorry, and then throws to first base for the out. You never feel like you're going to let a runner go forward. You have to always check the runner at second base before you throw across the diamond, especially if you're the third baseman.
Giambi, who hit the double to really get this thing rolling, still at second base. So Bud Black out there chatting with Lackey. Now you got first base open and a dangerous left-handed hitter at the plate, but the guy on deck is the guy who's been driving in all the runs in this series. Another lefty, the rookie Cano. And that will get Giambi over to third base. So the Yankees with a run home, leading 2-0. And another runner over at third base with 2 down. One ball and no strikes to count to Matsui. And that is a great stab by Figgins and a great stab at first by Erstad, and the inning is over. They save a run. What a play by Figgins on what looked like an extra base hit. 2-0 Yankees. When we come back in 1 minute, we'll visit with Joe Torre, the Yankee manager, from the Yankee dugout.
So the Dodgers are down to their last out, game 1 of the World Series. And look who's coming up. Kirk Gibson with 2 bad legs. You talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
With 100% whole grain, low fat, and fiber, the Breakfast of Champions brings out the champion in you.
The impossible has happened.
Turn off the Ambilight function on your Philips flat TV, and it's like going back in time. The only flat TV with Ambilight from Philips. You'll never go back to ordinary TV.
Yankees 2, the Angels 0. We're in Angel Stadium, and we are now joined from the Yankee dugout by Yankee manager Joe Torre. And Joe, welcome to the telecast.
Thank you, guys. It's an exciting game. I mean, managers put their hands in their pockets in these games. I mean, you have 2 great pitching performances tonight.
You know what I find interesting is that everybody talks about you guys slugging, but you guys are getting the runs in a different way in this series.
I tell you, I think, Joey, we've been doing this for about 3 weeks now. Everybody realizes, even though we were capable of big things, that the little things are really paying off for us.
And it looked like just good fortune, that hit and run where you threw out Kennedy. Was that just good luck for the Yankees that happened to be a very high pitch for Figgins to swing at?
Well, no question. I mean, you know, it was 1 ball, no strikes, and you know, we just happened to come up lucky, especially that one, and then the Benji Molina hit and run where Cano made a great play.
And Wang tonight, I mean, how has he pitched based on the way he pitched most of the year for you?
This is about it. When he's been right, and the first couple of starts after he came back from the disabled list, his control wasn't there, but tonight he seems to be a little bit better.
Joe, many thanks. We're going to let you get back to work.
Thanks, guys.
Joe Torre, the Yankee manager. Many thanks to Joe. And here is Juan Rivera, who at one time played for Joe Torre. He's a youngster coming out of the minor leagues with the Yankees.
You know, when speaking of Wang and the Yankees, you know, Brian Cashman never gets any credit for, you know, building this ball club, because he spent $200 million, and that's all people ever talk about. But I mean, he's added 3 people to this lineup that's really helped him. Wang, Aaron Small, and Sean Chacon. No one wanted Chacon. He was 1-7 in Colorado, and they brought up Small. They've also brought up Wang, and all of a sudden now they've got a pitching staff. But he doesn't get credit for that. It seems like everyone talks about the fact that they have a $200,000 payroll, but they did not use that $200,000. They had to go out and use a smaller amount to acquire these guys and make a good job, make them part of the rotation.
And that is ball 3. That's the first time that Wang has gone to a 3-ball count on any hitter in this game.
Well, one of the things I said earlier in the open is you know, when he gets a few pitches under his belt, gets around the 5th, 6th inning, sometimes he seems to start to drop his arm just a little bit, and his sinker straightens out. He's back up on top there.
3-2 now. Rivera was safe on the error by Cano back in the second inning. A big break for the Angels, but they were not able to do anything with it. They've had only 2 hits in this game against Wang.
And back to what I was talking about with Cashman, they spent $200 million on the team and on new talent, new arms, and whatever. Yet the ones that have saved them were the ones that he brought in and brought up from the minor leagues.
Absolutely. 3-2 the count. Deep left center. Bernie Williams way back there. Home run! Juan Rivera against his old team and the Angels' first run of the night. The Yankees 2, the Angels 1 as Rivera, the former Yankee, goes deep against Chien-Ming Wang.
Let's take a look at this pitch. That one doesn't sink nearly as much as the other ones. Remember, they weren't hitting balls in the air. He gets this one in the air. But you can't expect a pitcher to throw the same in the 5th or 6th inning as he does in the 1st inning. Very rarely does that happen. And I wouldn't even say that was a mistake. The ball was down, but it just didn't have the same movement that a lot of his other sinking fastballs have had.
Erstad hit one very well for an out to end the 4th inning. As Steve Finley bounces a foul, and now Rivera leads off the 5th inning and hits one out of the yard. And back toward the Arizona Desert rock fountain out there. 0-2 the count to Finley. He hit into a force play to end the 2nd inning with 2 men on. Still 0-2. And Finley swung at almost everything that Wang has thrown him tonight.
Well, Finley is a good low ball hitter. So the balls start low. That's where he wants to pitch. But Wang's ball is really sinking well and staying out of his zone. Anytime a sinker ball pitcher gets the ball down, it will sink more than it will if he gets started at the belt. It just sinks a little bit. When you get it down around the knees, it sinks a lot more, and that's what's happening to Finley.
There is Chino Martinez, and that is out number 1 here in the 5th inning.
Well, you know, when they spent all the money on the Pavano, Jarrett Wright, and of course they brought Randy Johnson in, they planned on having a different rotation, but that rotation did not stay healthy. Now look at this. He brought in Chacon, Wang, and Small, and look at what they've done. 7, 15, 23 wins out of that group as a starter. Out of that group, they've got 23 wins. That's pretty good. And I think Small has 2 more wins, you know, out of the bullpen.
Small 10-0. All told. Adam Kennedy with a ground ball foul. Now they replaced Kevin Brown, who was in the rotation. That was part of the master plan. Jarrett Wright, who was signed, as you mentioned, Carl Pavano. Those 3 went 13 at 18 in 43 starts this year. Well, these 3, the 3 replacements, were 23 and 8. Right to the 3rd baseman. Alex Rodriguez throws out Adam Kennedy. Kennedy who had a single his first time.
Well, but I
he's
think
1 for 2.
The point is they didn't go out and spend more money, you know, as a lot of people thought they would. Cashman and his group put together, you know, his scouts and all of them looked around and they said, what are we going to do? They brought 2 guys up from the minor leagues and they brought Chacon in from Colorado. And he takes a lot of heat otherwise. That's why I think he deserves a lot of credit here, because normally, I mean, he takes a beating, you know, in New York, every place else, about some of his moves and the fact that he spent a lot of money on a lot of different players.
Here's Sean Figgins, who's yet to reach base in this series. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out and struck out. 0-1 the count. A run in for the Angels. They trail 2-1 here in the 5th. Part of the idea for Cashman, there's a ground ball right to Cano, and that is the inning. Was to keep the Yankees' young talent. And we're seeing some of it here tonight in action. Wang and Cano, the rookies, 2-1. Cano coming up.
We don't have statesmen anymore. We've just got hack politicians, and this Republican-Democrat thing, we need to be Americans first.
Doug McIntyre, he's one of my favorites, if not the favorite.
He's funny, he's smart, he's savvy. The thing about Doug, he'll go after the left as well as the right, cuts through the bullshit.
He deals with serious issues, but he does it in such a funny way that he gets me laughing in the morning.
That's an LA-only story right there.
Doug is smart and he's funny. That's what you want in the morning.
790 KABC. Talk radio with passion.
A line has been drawn. On one side, you will find SUVs. On the other, sports cars. But if you draw a new line, this is what you'll find. It's a 315 horsepower brave idea called the FX. From a company called Infinity.
Now playing on Tuesday nights, the main event. Round up the best players the game has ever seen. Invite the largest field in history. Throw $53 million in the pot, and you've got...
And I'm feeling good.
The World Series of Poker. The main event begins Tuesday at 8 on ESPN.
Guys, this is a Silverado half-ton crew. It has more horsepower and torque than Ford or Dodge. Paper flowers? Tin cans? Come on.
I love weddings.
Chevy Silverado, an American Revolution.
ESPN's Major League Baseball Division Series, presented by Budweiser, brought to you by Chevy. Chevy and baseball, they just go together. An American Revolution.
They have not broken out the rally monkey just yet here in Anaheim. 2-1 the Yankees lead, but the rally monkey is sure to make an appearance later on if the Angels need him, as Cano hits a foul, leading it off here in the 6th inning. I'm John Miller with Joe Morgan from Angel Stadium in Anaheim. Gary Miller is with us tonight, part of the crew. The Yankees got a run in the 2nd when Matsui doubled and Cano doubled him home. They added a run in the 5th inning on an infield out by Sheffield. John Lackey is battling against this great and very deep Yankee lineup and hasn't given him much. But nonetheless, he is trailing 2-1.
I'm watching Robinson Cano. He has a little more movement in his swing than normally you'd like, but I mean, this guy has great timing with everything. And you watch, he reminds me, to be honest with you, of A-Rod. You know, we were talking about Rod Carew and some other people. He reminds me of a young A-Rod, because A-Rod used to have a little more movement in his swing. He'd kind of lean back and come forward. And that seems to be the way Robinson Cano starts his swing. And I think as he matures and plays, gets more experience in the big leagues, I think he'll cut down on that.
1-2 the count.
So that leg kick, he kind of hesitates a little bit. And what that does is makes you have to have perfect timing on breaking balls and off-speed pitches. Watch how he's slightly, see how he's leaning back? See that hesitation there? It's not the high leg kick of, say, Ichiro, but it's a similar type of approach.
2-2 the count. Adam Kennedy and Cano is now 1 for 3. He's had 2 hits in the series, and yet he's driven in 4 of the Yankees' 6 runs in this series. Here's a look at the Yellow Book pitching summary for the game, and it's been about pitching so far tonight. Chien-Ming Wang, the rookie, 5 innings, only 1 run, 3 hits allowed. He has not walked anybody, although he hit Guerrero. John Lackey, 5 1/3 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits. He's walked 4, including Alex Rodriguez twice. And the second time A-Rod walked, he ended up scoring the run that has the Yankees ahead in this game. The second run for New York. Bernie Williams, 1 ball and no strikes. Bernie has struck out and hit back to the pitcher. Bernie 1 for 6 so far in the series. Erstad, he misjudged that one, and it went. I said Erstad. I beg your pardon. Finley misjudged that one. Erstad used to be out there. I'm just 3 years behind the times. Finley misjudged it, and it sailed over his head. A double for Bernie Williams.
And one of the things we talk about is the ball hit directly over your head is very difficult to judge when it's coming straight out here. But one of the problems is you can't gauge it. And this is a line drive. This is not a fly ball, so he couldn't get an angle on it. And you can see clearly that he misjudged it off the bat.
Lackey. That ball was hit very hard. But Steve Finley just never really got a handle on where that one was going. So now Posada, curveball, foul ball on the first base side. Strike 1 to Jorge Posada, who has not been retired by Lackey tonight. He has drawn a walk and has singled. The base hit down to the outfield could knock in a run here. And the Angels bullpen is busy. Knocked down. Erstad to first. Lackey got him. Darryl Cousins took an extra moment before making the signal, with Bernie Williams going over to third.
And this is a great play by Lackey. I mean, Erstad knocks the ball down and gives him a good throw, but Lackey has to, he gets up, he's going full speed, then he has to wait for the throw. So he gets to the bag, now he drops down to his knees right there to keep from running past the bag. If he continues to run, he would run past the bag, but now he's trying to time it. He has to wait right there until he gets the throw, and he drops down on his knee to make sure that he doesn't run past the bag. Excellent play there by Lackey, and it was a good throw by Erstad as well.
So 2 down. Bernie over at third. Here's Tino Martinez. And a curveball in there for a called strike. Tino has hit a comebacker, and he has grounded into a force play. 0 for 2. The Angels bullpen is busy. It's Lackey now has thrown 93 pitches in the game. We're in the 6th inning. And the big hook, and Tino chased it. 0-2.
And again, that's how he's been able to keep the Yankees off balance with his curveball, so they can't sit on anything hard like a fastball or a cutter. He hasn't gotten them all out with the breaking ball, but he's been able to keep them off balance so that when he does throw the breaking ball, the fastball, he's able to get it by them.
0-2 now to Tino Martinez. Bernie Williams over at third base. 2 down, the 0-2 pitch. Fastball inside. One and 2. Scott Shields had been throwing after the double, and you saw Kelby Escobar get up as well. And there's the look at that pitch.
Well, it was clearly off the plate inside. That pitch was to set this pitch up.
And this time he took it. Molina, who had one get by him back in the 3rd inning, or a little bit earlier anyway, not the 3rd inning, but a little bit earlier. This time he was able to knock it down. Two and 2 the count to Tino Martinez. A big run over that third base with 2 down. Another curve in the dirt, and again Tino took it. He swung at a couple when the sequence began, but he's taken these last 2.
Well, these are not starting in the strike zone and breaking out. They're not starting close enough for him to swing. These were the last that have been bouncing, so he didn't even have to decide whether to go after them or not. You want to throw it in the strike zone and have it break out, but if it doesn't start in the strike zone, he's not going to swing at it.
From the windup. And he hung the curveball for ball 4.
And a lot of people say, well, he walks it with a breaking ball, but he had to. I mean, he had to throw him another breaking ball after he'd thrown him that many. He had to finish it with one.
Mike Scioscia signals to the bullpen. Lackey's thrown 98 pitches. That was his 5th walk. 2 men on, and the Angels are going to the pen. We'll be right back.
Say how do you do to the meat-normous omelet sandwich. Meat on top of meat on top of meat. The new meat-normous. Wake up with the king.
So, any questions?
Doesn't having high-speed connection protect me from viruses?
No. A high-speed connection can actually leave you more vulnerable. Who's heard of the I love you virus? Right. But who's heard of the I just want to be friends virus? Or the I love you but I'm not in love with you virus? Well, that's because they haven't been invented yet. But we're already working on ways to stop them just to help keep your computers safe and secure.
I love that.
We're working on that one too.
Want a better internet? You belong at America Online.
First base, $58. Second base, 630 pesos. Third base, 300,000 yen. Home, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Fan of the game, wherever there's a game.
Everyone sits where he sat before. You wear the same unwashed jersey, and you are eating hearty, beefy, chunky chili. That's how you won last week. Don't mess with success. Campbell's Chunky Chili in microwavable bowls.
Game 2 of the American League Division Series, the Yankees and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, presented by Budweiser. The Yankees leading 1-0 in this best-of-5. After this game, they'll move on to Yankee Stadium for Game 3 on Friday. And the Angels need to win to still have a reasonable shot, with Randy Johnson awaiting them at the big ballpark in the Bronx on Friday. They've got to go no worse than 1-1, and they were already down 1-0 and trailing in this game 2-1. And here's Scott Shields, one of the aces of the Angels bullpen. Comes in early here. He worked the last 2 innings last night. Runners at first and third. Jeter, the hitter, strike at the knees.
They've been able to handle Jeter with the fastball in. So we'll see exactly how they want to get him out.
It's Bernie at third. Martinez at first. First baseman Erstad playing behind Tino. Jeter 0 for 3 in this game. Has grounded out and twice struck out. He's done well against Shields in the past. The second, Kennedy to Cabrera for the first out on Tino.
And they pitched him in again.
Well, it's been working all night against Jeter. Cabrera, Garrett Anderson, and Vladimir Guerrero coming up.
Goodyear knows you're not the only one who depends on your tires. That's why there's the new Goodyear Wrangler with silent armor technology. It's engineered with a layer made with Kevlar for toughness and a quieter ride. Get the truck tire you can count on. The new Goodyear Wrangler with silent armor technology, so you can be there on the wings of Goodyear.
You gelling? No telling how much I'm gelling. You gelling? I'm like mud gelling. I'm so gelling. Quit yelling. We're gelling. Right.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are so soft, they make any shoe feel outrageously comfortable. Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
Find out what it feels like when the job you're looking for finds you. Employers search Monster every day looking for the right candidates. But you can't be found unless you post your resume. So post your resume today in just a few clicks and let employers find you.
is it true you do more brakes than anyone?
Absolutely. Is something burning?
Oh, those are Fred's old brakes.
Come to the experts in brakes and maintenance. The Midas Touch Maintenance Package. An oil change, tire rotation, and multi-point courtesy check, including brake check for just $29.95.
Trust the Midas Touch.
Now that Yellow Book is coast to coast, we thought about branching out. Yellow Book Cola looked very good. Fly Yellow Book Air. Fast food. Tasty. Wow, theme parks. The Yellow Book brand would be cool on lots of great stuff. The possibilities are endless. Coffee houses. Skateboards. Why not Yellow Book toothpaste? Maybe we should stick to what we do best. Great directories. Yellowbook.com and Yellow Book, not the other book. 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
With sludge in your engine, it feels like something's holding your car back.
Let me guess, 16. Yeah.
That's why there's Castrol GTX. Compared to leading oils, it's the best protection against thermal breakdown and maximum protection against sludge buildup. Don't let sludge hold your car back. Get Castrol GTX.
Back in our baseball studios with Harold Reynolds, this is Carl Ravitch. If you didn't see it, the White Sox, thanks to a Tad Iguchi 3-run shot and a key error by Tony Graffinino, go 2-up on the Red Sox. They beat them 5-4, and the Braves, their pitchers walked 9 Astros. Houston wins game 1, 10-5.
All right, and here, Chien-Ming Wang and the Yankees with a 2-1 lead. And A-Rod had that one bounce off his glove. And the big turn at first by Orlando Cabrera. Wow, what happened to A-Rod on that one? So another break for the Angels. I don't know if he lost it in the lights or what.
Well, he ducked his head at the last second, but I think he just missed it because it went off the tip of his glove. And then he ducked his head as if maybe he was looking into the lights, but I just think he misplayed it, and it does happen.
2-1, the Yankees lead. Here comes Garrett Anderson. The Angels' biggest hitters are coming up now with Cabrera at first. So they get another break on a Yankees error. Garrett Anderson 0 for 2. Vladimir Guerrero on deck. The great cleanup hitter. And back to the bag is Cabrera. The Angels' running game has not helped them very much, and you could say just the opposite so far in this series.
Yeah, but they're going to have to continue to do what they do best because they're not going to beat you up with the long ball or with their bat, so they have to use their legs as well.
And Anderson pops it up. Derek Jeter with Matsumi right behind him. So 1 down, Garrett Anderson gone on 1 pitch, and here comes Vladimir Guerrero.
You know what's interesting is the first 4 innings, they didn't get a ball in the air. And that's what I was saying. When he gets about the 6th inning, his fastball seems to straighten out a little bit. That doesn't mean it becomes straight, but it straightens out a little bit. And now we're seeing them getting the ball in the air against Wang.
Guerrero has grounded out, and been hit by a pitch, and the rally monkey makes an appearance. Vladimir Guerrero, the MVP of the American League last year, was great down the stretch in particular. Missed some time with an injury this year, not the same numbers he had a year ago as a result. Look out. High and tight.
And there you see Posada raised his hand up saying get on top. And that's what I was talking about earlier. He seems to drop his arm as he gets tired, as most pitchers do. And his ball seems to tail away less. It doesn't sink nearly as much. See, that's out of the 3/4. He was on top before because that pitch was supposed to be a fastball away.
Second baseman Cano way over toward the middle for Vlad. The high foul off the right field line, back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Benji Molina is on deck.
Well, they're playing in a dangerous area there out over the plate with Vladimir. I mean, he's been able to get under that fastball when it's out away from him. and they were set up outside, but the fact his fastball tails back a little bit, and that one's pretty much in the middle of the plate.
And back to the bag at first is Cabrera. Cabrera stole 21 bases during the season. Well, the top hitters in the Angels batting order have been shut down tonight. Figgins 0 for 3, Cabrera 0 for 3, although he reached here on an error. Garrett Anderson 0 for 3. Vlad is 0 for 1 and hit by a pitch. Rodriguez, his only play is to first, in time to get Guerrero, with Cabrera moving over to second base.
Well, he still has good movement on the pitches that he gets down, because that ball started off the plate outside and then it moved back over the plate, just where Vlad actually wants the ball. Watch where it starts out here and moves back over the plate. See, the target's way outside. See where that ball moves right back into the middle of the plate, right where Vladimir would like to hit it, but he has such good sinking action on it that he only hits the top of it.
12 ground balls for outs hit by the Angels, plus 2 other ground balls on which there were errors made. 2 down. Benji Molina, he's 0 for 2. And a slider for a strike. Molina got robbed of a base hit because Vladimir Guerrero was trying to steal back in the 4th inning. Cano went to second to cover, and the ball was hit right up the middle, and Cano was able to get it with a dive. So there is Cabrera in scoring position. 2-1 Yankees. Dug out of the dirt by Posada. Lackey out of the game. 98 pitches thrown tonight in 5 2/3. Wang, on the other hand, most of his innings seem like he's hardly even had to break a sweat. Only 65 total in the game. Cabrera ready to go at the crack of the bat from second base as Wang gets ready to face Molina. 1-1. And that bends him back. 2-1 the count now.
And one of the reasons the disparity in the pitch total is because Wang is throwing a fastball. He's throwing 95% of his pitches are fastballs. You can control that. Whereas Lackey has had to change speeds, throw a lot of breaking balls, and move the ball around to keep the Yankees off balance. So he's had a tougher task because he's thrown a lot of different pitches. That's why he was, you know, threw as many pitches as he did.
Two balls, 1 strike to Benji Molina. Up the middle, base hit. Cabrera will tie it up. 2-2 in the 6th inning. Benji Molina comes through in the clutch.
Well, this is one of those rare pitches that he got up. We're talking about it. He got it up when he threw the runner out at second base on the steal. But this one is up and it tails in, and Molina just kind of fights it off.
Now Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, out to speak with Chien-Ming Wang. So finally, one of the Angels' big hitters actually gets a hit. First hit for any of the first 5 hitters in the order tonight.
Well, watch where this pitch is. See the target? And it ends up and in, and he just kind of fights it off. This is not, you know, a great swing. He just fights it off, and he fights it off in the right center field. So the target's down and away, and you see where the ball is, up and in, and that's why he was able to fight it off. If the ball is down, it would have been another ground ball. But again, I mean, we're in the 6th inning. You expect the guy to start making a few more mistakes at this point of the game. And again, that's what Posada was telling him, get on top. Anytime he gets on top, he gets great sinking action on his pitches. But when he drops down a little bit, the ball stays up, and he doesn't sink nearly as much.
Now Darren Erstad. 2-2 in the 6th inning. That's a strike. I'm interested, Joe. I mean, why would the Yankees have Tino Martinez holding against Benji Molina at first base? I mean, he's one of the slowest runners in the game.
Well, I mean, they do not want to talk him into running. If you get behind him, I mean, they may just go ahead and send him.
So they just don't want to give him an invitation.
You don't want to entice him to steal second base.
He hasn't stolen second base or third base or any base all year long. Inside that time. Erstad has singled to center, and he has lined out to left center. Hit the ball hard back in the fourth. When he made that out in the fourth inning, that was the best hit ball by the Angels in the game. Since then, Juan Rivera has hit a home run, and Molina has singled home run, an unearned run. The second Yankee error on the infield back of Wang has gotten the Angels a tie. Dug out of the dirt again by Posada.
Well, the one thing he's doing now after the base hit to Molina, and they went out and talked to him, he's really concentrating on it, getting on top of the ball again, and that's why he's getting the ball to sink.
The Yankees not concerned with the way Wong's throwing, because nobody's ever been up in the Yankee bullpen at any time. And he should have been out of this inning. I mean, he got 3 ground balls. But one of them ended up being an error on Alex Rodriguez, and that has turned into a run. There's Cano, and the inning is over. But we are heading into the late innings now, and we start over again. It is 2-2. Alex Rodriguez, Jason Giambi, Gary Sheffield. The power is coming up.
I'm Dale Earnhardt Jr. Welcome to a new generation of Wrangler.
New fits, new comfort, new styles. Wrangler Jeans Company, a new generation of Wrangler. New fits, new comfort, new styles.
Steven!
I was just hungry.
Well, is dinner not good enough for you?
Sorry. Oh, you're darn right you're sorry.
Everyone wants the new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich, zesty marinara, melted cheese, only at Subway restaurants.
At Samuel Adams, we do 10,000 beer audits in the course of the year.
We test the temperature, we look at the color.
Bartenders think we're crazy. They're just looking at the head, looking at everything, and I don't know what they're looking for.
We check the lines in the faucets.
And we also go and check Sam Adams' keg dates downstairs. If it's not fresh, we buy it back.
When we have festivals here, we put out-of-code beer in the tank.
People try to throw a ball and dunk him in some old Sam Adams.
I'd rather put people into stale beer than stale beer into people.
Sir, why are we meeting in the shower?
Well, ideas always hit me in my shower at home. And our first store opens next week, so any ideas?
FedEx Kinko's. For signs, banners, printing invitations, even shipping.
Wow, this shower thing really does work.
FedEx Kinko's. Make it, print it, pack it, ship it.
Class of '94. Here I come.
When you want to make a good impression, Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you going in style.
Looking good, Moose.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Log on to MLB.com to follow baseball live on the web with MLB.com's real-time stats, game day audio, and MLB.tv. MLB.com, where baseball is always on.
Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger of the state of California. And on the left is Arte Moreno, the owner of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And this ball game is 2-2 as we head to the 7th inning now. Fans join Major League Baseball in its efforts to rebuild the Gulf Coast. Support Habitat for Humanity by calling 1-800-HABITAT or logging on to MLB.com or Habitat.org. And Joe, yesterday when we were in St. Louis, we were talking about Jimmy Carter is involved, but Richard Sandomir, the New York Times, has pointed out that Jimmy Carter did not found it. He's prominently involved in it. It was founded by Millard and Linda Fuller. So I wanted to make sure I got that right. And they do some great work, not just in this country, but all over the world. Check it out. That's 1-800-HABITAT. Kelvin Escobar, the new pitcher for the Angels. And when we were here very early in the season, He was a starting pitcher, and he made his first start of the year, and he pitched beautifully. They won a ball game over the A's 1-0. And then he missed most of the season with an injury. Back down pitching in relief, and he's doing a great job of it. Slider in there for a strike to Alex Rodriguez. He's going to have great stuff facing these guys. Alex Rodriguez, Jason Giambi, and Gary Sheffield. 3 great sluggers in a row coming up here. 3 all-stars. Blew it by him.
Alex is still looking for his first hit in this series, but he did walk twice and score a run in this ball game.
He's 0 for 4, but he'd been on base 3 times overall. He got hit last night by Bartolo Colon, and the 2 walks, and he's, as you say, stolen a base and scored a run in this game. 3-2 the count now. So they continue to pitch him very carefully.
Well, you have to be careful with these guys. I mean, you're going through 3 long ball threats, actually 4: A-Rod, Giambi, Sheffield, and Matsui.
Alex Rodriguez led the league in homers with 48, and another walk. The 3rd straight time that he has walked, and the 6th walk allowed overall by Angels pitching in this game. The Yankees' only hit with a runner in scoring position came back in the 2nd inning. Matsui hit a 1-out double, and then Cano doubled him home. Since then, 0 for 8 in those clutch at bats with runners in scoring position. 1 for 9 overall. Angels have hardly even had any opportunities with runners in scoring position. They've only had a runner in scoring position 3 different times. A-Rod back to the bag.
And you see 3 infielders on the right side. And Figgins the only infielder left on the left side.
Big rip there by Giambi. Back to the screen. It's 0-1.
And this is an opportunity to see what Joe Torre was talking about earlier. He said, you know, we can bomb the ball, but we can also manufacture runs. Let's see how they do this, how they approach this late in the ball game. Will A-Rod try to steal another base?
I mean, it's more high risk with all these big guys coming up and nobody out, isn't it? What do you think?
Well, it depends on whether you want to wait for the long ball or not. And that's what Joe Torre was talking about. They've used other ways to score runs. But it's not easy to steal a base. Escobar is paying a lot of attention to A-Rod at first base.
1 strike to count to Jason Giambi. Changed speeds that time and had Jason out in front of him. 0-2. Giambi is lined back to the pitcher, walked and doubled in this game.
When watching A-Rod, he's not getting a big lead at first base, so I don't anticipate him going unless he lengthens his lead.
First stand on the bag with him. There's Joe Torre. Yankees and Angels 2-2. Yankees have been scoring threats most of the night, almost every inning, beginning in the 2nd inning. The Angels, meanwhile, have been pretty well shut down most of the night by Chien-Ming Wang, the rookie starter. But the Yankees gave the Angels a little assist in the 6th inning on A-Rod's error. There's Wang, who has just been superb tonight. But it's a 2-2 game. Gary Sheffield on deck. Here's Sheffield awaiting his turn on deck. Matsui behind him. 3 infielders to the right side of second against Giambi. Back to first goes Rodriguez. Kelvin Escobar had surgery to shave down a bone spur and also to remove a bone chip from his elbow in late June. Since coming back in September from the disabled list, he's been a relief pitcher. Back to the bag on the bluff goes Rodriguez again. The outfield is deep all the way around, shaded toward right field. Been windy all day here in Southern California, those Santa Ana winds. There goes Rodriguez. They pitch out. Molina's throw, and he's out.
Well, Mike Scioscia, a former catcher, decides when to call a pitch out. And it just appeared that maybe A-Rod got a little larger lead, and he was leaning just a little bit. And Scioscia, see how he's leaning just a little bit? And Scioscia has a clear view of that, so he decided to pitch out. And also it was a good throw by Molina. He still had to make a good throw, and he did.
And now the count to Giambi goes to 3-2 with 1 out and nobody on.
Nice tag by Figgins, who was over at shortstop.
Struck him out. 2 down.
Beautiful changeup from Escobar.
This inning started poorly, but it's turning around in a hurry.
You see Jason Giambi clearly out in front. Watch, he's way out in front of this changeup. Big swing, but nice pitch there by Escobar.
2 down, nobody on. Sheffield. Slider for a strike. Escobar has given even more depth to an already very deep Angels bullpen since his return. Sheffield 1 hit in 6 lifetime at bats against him. 2 down, nobody on. Fastball misses. 94 miles an hour. Matsui would be next. Sheffield tonight is hitless, but he does have a run batted in. He's flied out deep to center, grounded into a force play, and then he topped a ground ball to get a run home in the 5th inning. Fastball inside. 2-1. Yankees with single runs in the 2nd and 5th innings. And the Angels with single runs in the 5th and 6th innings. 2-2 in the 7th. Sheffield with a high fly ball to left. Anderson. The inning is over.
Hi, I'm Mike Schmidt. Welcome to Big League Baseball Fundamentals.
Play ball! Baseball players everywhere are turning to Big League Baseball DVDs to teach them the fundamental skills of America's favorite pastime. Our group of all-star instructors includes 5 Hall of Famers and has combined for 5 World Series championships. Their knowledge can be yours by calling the 800 number on your screen and ordering your very own copy of Big League Baseball Fundamentals for the low introductory price of $49.95.
It's high time that, the fathers
Baseball Fundamentals and its instructors will show you how to take the next step in achieving greatness. So don't wait. Pick up the phone and call the 800 number on your screen, or visit our website and get your very own copy of Big League Baseball Fundamentals and take advantage of this special offer today.
My technique when I get in the batter's box is to dig in, pull the pant legs up. I try to point the bat to center field, knock the dirt off, and try to look real mean. What do you think of that?
Major League Baseball Charities is a proud partner of Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
Now I want to teach you about pine tar.
Through programs like RBI and Rookie League, they bring baseball and softball to kids around the world.
Don't be afraid of the ball.
Together, they create a positive place for kids.
This is Paul. He's been a quarryman, Beatle, Wing, poet, father, frontman, producer, business mogul, painter, and if that weren't enough, a knight. The key is, never stop doing what you love. Call us today. We'll help you plan for the next part of your life. Fidelity Investments. Smart move.
Game 2 of the American League Division Series. It's the Yankees 2 and the Angels 2. And Juan Rivera, the former Yankee farmhand, who broke into the big leagues as a Yankee, and he helped turn the game around when he hit a home run against Chien-Ming Wang in the 5th inning when the Angels were trailing 2-0 at that time. And the slider is too low, ball 1. Rivera reached on an error by Cano, his first time out back in the 2nd inning. Steve Finley and Adam Kennedy will follow. Sinker, a lot of movement there, too low, ball 2. Only 73 pitches thrown by Wang tonight. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Angels, 2 runs, 5 hits, and 2 big errors for the Yankees. That's a strike. And again, it has to be extremely frustrating for the Yankees because they've had so many chances to score. They've left 8 men on base. And then they make the 2 errors, and one of those led to the tying run of the game. Big high chop. Jeter has to wait. And Chief.
Well, it was amazing that he was safe on that play because he tripped coming out in the batter's box. He stumbled halfway down the line, and he was still able to beat the throw to first base. Looks like they're going to have a pinch runner anyway.
Jeff Devannon goes over to first to act as a runner, and Rivera a little shaken up. So he really wasn't that slow then.
No, he stumbled halfway down the line. Because this shouldn't have even been a contest because that high chopper, but he stumbles, gives Jeter a chance to get rid of it quickly, but he still wasn't able to make the play. Now watch, he'll stumble halfway right there. He starts to stumble, and that's why it was such a close play at first base. Jeter took a look and he saw that he had a chance because he had stumbled.
So Rivera is out of the game now. But he has been a key man against his old ball club, his original organization. So Jeff Devannon is the pinch runner at first base. The possible go-ahead run. Steve Finley, the hitter.
I think you have to sacrifice here.
Wrong. And he pulled him off the bag. Everybody's safe. Cano was over to cover, and it was going to be awfully close anyway.
I think it was going to beat it out. The ball hit on the plate, and then it just died halfway between the plate and the pitcher's mound. Watch, the ball hits right on top of the plate, bounces high, and watch it just die right there. Well, if he'd have made a good throw, I guess he would have had him. But it wasn't an easy play for Wang. Very close play at first, but I think he would have gotten him.
We would have gotten about half a step or less.
Yeah.
Or by inches. But I think you have to give him a hit anyway. I mean, if Wang had taken even a little more time and set himself with the throw, he would have been more accurate and would have not come close to getting it. It is going to be scored as an error. A sacrifice for Finley. No time at bat. And another Yankees error. This one to Wang himself. Third Yankees error. Here's Kennedy.
And you have to keep going. You have to keep bunting. You haven't had anything going against Wang. You have to go ahead and do whatever you can to. Oh, here's another
high bunt. This time they get it. Wow.
Well, his ball is moving so much, and they're bunting the ball, and it's hitting right on top of the plate, and they're getting the high bounces. And that's also one of the reasons Joe Torre doesn't want to take Wang out, is that he can get the ground ball on the infield when they play the infield in now. If you bring in another pitcher, it's easier to get the ball in the air against them than it would be against Wang. Watch again, this ball right on top of the plate. I mean, we saw Finley do it, and it's a nice play by Wang. And Erstad bunts his right on top of the plate.
The Yankees talk it over at the mound now with Chien-Ming Wang. Runners at second and third, and one out. I'm John Miller with Joe Morgan. I mean, Wang. They haven't done anything against Wang in this inning.
Well, that's why they continue to bunt, because they haven't been able to drive the ball. And don't be shocked if they don't try a squeeze. You have to think about the fact that they haven't been able to get the ball out of the infield as well. They haven't hit a lot of fly balls either. You need a fly ball here to score a run.
Figgins is 0 for 7 in the series. Inside. Figgins 0 for 4 last night with 2 strikeouts. 0 for 3 tonight, 2 groundouts and a strikeout. And he gives a long look over to third base coach Ron Renick. So if you're Joe Torre and you're thinking they might suicide squeeze, what do you do?
Well, it's very difficult to suicide squeeze with a left-handed hitter up there, first of all, because all you got to do is pitch the ball out and he can't get to it. So it's more difficult with a left-handed hitter up than it would be with a right-handed hitter.
Got the call on that one, a high strike. 1-1 the count.
But you can see that the Yankees are anticipating a squeeze. A-Rod's moving down with the runner. Jeter, everybody's kind of moving in toward the plate.
Devana, the runner at third. Finley, another fast runner, over at second base. A ball and a strike to Figgins. Cabrera on deck. Way outside, 2-1. In these clutch at bats for the year in the league, but it won't necessarily take a base hit to get the run home here. The Yankees trying to choke this run off if they can. The infield in tight all the way around. 2-1 the count. 3-1. And again, Figgins looks over at the third base coach. What about 3-1 for a suicide squeeze count?
I don't think they'll squeeze now, because it's pretty obvious that Torre has decided that they might squeeze, and all those pitchers are away for a reason.
The crowd, everybody on their feet now. 3-1 the count. Just barely got a piece of it.
See, I think the Yankees thought they would squeeze 1-1 or 2-1. That's why those pitches were outside. And again, it's very difficult to squeeze with a left hand. All they have to do is throw the ball away, and then he can still tag the runner coming in. What you try to do with a right-handed hitter up there is you knock the hitter down, which would allow him to tag the runner coming in. You don't pitch out, because if you pitch out, you're throwing it away from where the runner's coming. If you're pitching out with a right-handed hitter up there.
Mariano Rivera watching for the bullpen, and the Yankees for the first time get the bullpen busy. Al Leiter, number 19, got up. Figgins still with a 3-2 count, fouling that one straight back.
And he did not have a good swing at that. That was the high fastball, and he just barely got a piece of it.
Al Leiter, the lefty, getting up, perhaps in anticipation of Garrett Anderson, a left-handed hitter, a couple of batters down the lineup. Cabrera on deck, a right-handed hitter. Devannon, the runner at third. Finley, the runner at second. The infield is in. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Shallow. Bernie still coming. Too shallow. Devannon has to hold.
Well, he accomplished one thing. He got the ball in the air, but he just did not hit it deep enough to allow Devannon to score from third.
And they continue to neutralize Figgins. The embodiment of the Angels offense, their style of play.
And it's interesting because Figgins had such a good season against the Yankees. But of course, Wang, he didn't face Wang, so this is a new experience for him.
That's a good point. Wang facing the Angels for the first time tonight. Figgins had 19 hits in 39 at-bats against the Yankees in the regular season. Hit almost 500 against them. And in the 10-game series between the clubs, he stole 6 bases. But he's not even been on base in 2 games here.
Well, they have to be careful because Cabrera will drop down a bunt. A-Rod's back a little bit.
Infield back with 2 down. That's a liner. Left center field. That's a base hit. Devannon scores. And right behind him, Finley. 4-2 Angels.
First pitch was up, and he lined it into left center field. Good job of hitting there by Cabrera. And they wanted to take him out before, and you can see he drops his arm down just a little bit, and the ball stays up. See, when he gets on top of his sinker, the ball really sinks well. But, I mean, he's thrown a lot of pitches. His arm angles down a little bit. And the ball straightens out. And a lot of the pitches that he's thrown up has been because he didn't get on top of it. But again, I mean, you're in the 7th inning and the guy's thrown a lot of pitches, a lot of pressure pitches, and he just made a mistake.
And that was the only ball hit well in the inning. His own error on the bunt by Finley make those 2 runs unearned. Al Leiter coming in.
If you're not eating Wendy's 99-cent chicken nuggets, you'd be better off eating your dollar. Only Wendy's gives you 5 all-white meat crispy chicken nuggets for just 9 cents every day.
Hey.
So tender, so juicy, so worth it. Do Wendy's, and for just 99 cents, do what tastes right.
Life doesn't stand still, and neither do we. That's why families trust Lowe's for installation. Not because we give you your very own project management teams to guide you and help you throughout the entire process, which we do, or because our installers are certified and fully insured, or because Lowe's guarantees you'll be satisfied with our installation service on everything we install. You see, at Lowe's, improve.
Now get all over-the-range microwaves installed for just $59.
Nips?
New Nips. Now with more real craft cheese. Because when you love Nips, it shows.
Hey, all computers take you to the same internet, so why would you pay almost 24 bucks a month to get AOL when you can get Net Zero for less than 10? And you know something? Net Zero ranks higher in customer satisfaction. So switch to Net Zero.
Chien-Ming Wang. Talk about some bad luck. A chop in the infield, 2 bunts, 3 unearned runs out of the 4 scored. All right, he's out of the game, and we're going to go to the studio now for a SportsCenter 30 at 30 update.
Hi, John. Errors certainly hurting the Yankees. Errors hurt the Red Sox, too. Tony Graffinino's error helped open the door. Higuchi hit a 3-run home run. Ozzie Guillen says he's the MVP. Boston down 0-2. Astros up 1-0 on the Braves, thanks to Morgan Ensberg tying a division series record with 5 runs batted in. John?
Thanks, Carl. Here's Garrett Anderson, the left-handed hitter, against Al Leiter. And back to the bag is Orlando Cabrera. How about that? The former Red Sox shortstop who won a World Series ring as a Red Sox last year is the guy who gets the big hit to put the Angels ahead of the Yankees here.
It's interesting because, you know, they're all the Cardinals, the Red Sox, and the Angels played musical chairs with their shortstops. Cabrera came from Boston to here. Eckstein went from here to St. Louis. The shortstop Renteria from St. Louis to Boston. Yet all 3 of them are in the playoffs this year.
And there's ball 1 to Garrett Anderson, who is 0 for 3 in the game. Vladimir Guerrero on deck. And the Yankees have more activity going in their bullpen. There's Bad Vlad. So it could be that Leiter is in just to face this one hitter. And a foul. That's the first time a guy's chopped one that took a high bounce and he didn't reach base on it in this inning. Proctor, the right-hander, warming up in the Yankees bullpen. Scott Proctor. Well, Wang deserved a lot better than he got here tonight. 3 errors, 1 that he made. That's a strike to Anderson. The big error by Alex Rodriguez back in the 6th inning, allowing Cabrera to reach, and then eventually he scored the tying run. And then a big error on a crazy bunt by Finley, a throwing error by Wang himself. Runner going. Shallow right, Cano out, Sheffield in. And Guerrero left on deck. But now we go to the 8th inning. Matsui coming up. It's 4-2 Angels.
It's the new book from ESPN's Bill Simmons, Now I Could Die in Peace, available in bookstores everywhere.
Tell me you didn't invite him.
Great taste, great times.
So the Dodgers are down to their last out, game 1 of the World Series. And look who's coming up. Kirk Gibson with 2 bad legs. You talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
With 100% whole grain, low fat, and fiber, the breakfast of champions brings out the champion in you.
The impossible has happened.
Tastier, crispier Tostitos restaurant-style tortilla chips. You are one lucky salsa. Oh, to have a chip this tasty dipped into you. My little bowl of chunky goodness.
Honey, who you talking to?
Tostitos, now even tastier and crispier.
You gelling? No telling how much I'm gelling. You gelling? I'm like mud gelling. I'm so gelling. Quit yelling. We're gelling.
Right. Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are so soft, they make any shoe feel outrageously comfortable. Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
My grandson wants to be an astronaut. So he has a telescope and is hooked up to his computer. Andromeda? We saw it. The rings of Saturn, the Cat's Eye Nebula. I didn't know it was there, but we saw it. We just type in the name of a star, and off we go, just like astronauts.
Start something cosmic. Start anything you like, with a world of software and devices that run on Windows.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. ESPN's Major League Baseball Division Series is presented by Budweiser. Bright, crisp, clean, pure, the king of beers. And in part by Wheaties, the breakfast of champions.
I'm John Miller along with Joe Morgan. Gary Miller is here with us as well. And we're in Angel Stadium. The Yankees, who scored 4 runs in the first 2 innings last night, all of them scoring after 2 were down. And the Angels have had some success with those 2-out runs as well. Kelvin Escobar now in the 8th inning. Matsui the hitter, very high, ball 1. And the Angels, one of their great strengths all year was their bullpen. A little late early for the Angels tonight, and Scott Shields, ordinarily a 7th and 8th inning guy, came on to get the final out of the 6th inning, so that the Yankees were not able to lengthen their lead. So now Escobar, who is the 8th inning man here. Frankie Rodriguez, of course, is their closer. Changeup is too low. 2-1. There's K-Rod. Matsui tonight has doubled and twice grounded out, although he was robbed of a hit and an RBI by Figgins back in the 5th inning. Right to Kennedy. Bad luck for Matsui. 1 away here in the 8th. Continue tomorrow, presented by Budweiser. Game 2 in St. Louis. The Padres need a win, down 1-0. Pedro Astacio for the Padres against Mark Mulder. ESPN 2 at 4 Eastern, 3 Central, and 1 Pacific. And then at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on Fox, the Astros and the Braves. Houston with a 1-0 lead. John Smoltz will try and be the guy who gets the key victory for Atlanta, but he'll be up against Roger Clemens. Robinson Cano drove in another run tonight with an RBI double back in the 2nd inning. He's driven in 4 of the Yankees' 6 runs in this series. Changeup too low, and the count 2-0. Cano has grounded out twice since then. 4-2. The Angels lead, 8th inning. The Angels were down 2-0 in the 5th, and really you could say Figgins' spectacular play, robbing Matsui of a base hit and an RBI in the 5th inning, turned the whole game around. Finley in center. Cano is retired. 2 down. Astros beat the Braves today 10-5 in the first game of the day on ESPN. Morgan Ensberg had a huge game, 5 runs batted in. And the former Yankee Andy Pettitte got the win. Game 2 tomorrow on Fox, 8 Eastern. Here's down, 2 down, nobody out. I mean, Matsui, that looked like a hit and an easy run back in the 5th inning. But Figgins made a spectacular diving grab and a hurried throw to first on a bounce. Erstad pulled it out with a very fine pick at first base. And they did not get that 3rd run, and they haven't to this moment gotten another run. That's in the dirt. A ball and a strike to Bernie Williams. This is the play with Giambi at 3rd, 2 down in the 5th.
I mean, that's just an amazing play, especially by a guy that's not normally a 3rd baseman. I mean, to have a strong enough arm to throw it from that deep behind the bag. It's an excellent play. It's a run-saving play.
2 down, nobody on. Francisco Rodriguez has gotten up in the bullpen. The changeup. Bernie way out in front, 1-2. There's Rodriguez getting ready in the pen. Posada would be next. After the great play by Figgins, Rivera in the next batter leading off the last half of that inning hit a home run for the Angels' first run of the game. Fastball too low.
You know, we've talked about Figgins not getting on base and not being able to do his job tonight. Well, Jeter hasn't been on base either. I think that's the reason that the Yankees have not scored more than the 2 runs that they have. Jeter is kind of a catalyst for this ball club as well. He doesn't steal bases as much, but he makes things happen.
Garrett Anderson. That's the inning. Vladimir Guerrero is coming up. It is 4-2 Angels.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. Fullness from a value menu.
Please, thank you. I have an announcement. I'm full!
Taco Bell's Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the half-pound beef combo burrito with double the beef. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
I'm Dale Earnhardt Jr. Welcome to a new generation of Wrangler.
New fits, new comfort, new styles. Wrangler Jeans Company, a new generation of Wrangler. New fits, new comfort, new styles.
Hey, congrats, Harold. I hear they're sending you to L.A. for the negotiation.
Why him? Because he can convince anybody of anything.
That's not true.
You're right. No, that's not true. He's right. It's not true at all.
I don't know what I said. Actually, I was being modest. It is true.
Yeah,
Right.
he's right. That is true.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
yeah.
Can you give me some papaya?
Sure. Yeah. Coming right up.
They chose you for a reason, and you chose Embassy Suites for a reason, like our spacious 2 rooms. Embassy Suites Hotels.
Your SUV is designed to go off-road, but sometimes the off-road comes to you. Introducing the new Goodyear Forterra with silent armor technology, made with SUV drivers in mind. A layer made with Kevlar means the Forterra is tough and rugged, and extra cushioning means the Forterra rides quietly and comfortably. The new Goodyear Forterra with silent armor technology. Go confidently on the wings of Goodyear.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Impala. Available with the powerful 303 horsepower small block V8 that delivers a remarkable 28 miles per gallon highway. It's a whole new animal. Chevy Impala, an American revolution.
Here come the Angels now. Vladimir Guerrero against Al Leiter. Guerrero 0 for 2, and he's been hit by a pitch. Leiter's got that cutter. Runs it right into the hands of Vladimir, and it is 0-1. Guerrero, Benji Molina, and Darren Erstad. The last 2 innings, 6th and 7th innings, the Angels getting what the Yankees have been lacking most of the night, a clutch 2-out hit to knock in a run. Coming hard now under it, Matsui. 1 away. Let's go down to Gary Miller.
John, Joe talked earlier about the acquisitions of the Yankees. Wang, Chacon, Small. What about Al Leiter, who was given away by the Marlins and didn't even know if he'd make the postseason roster, not used to relieving? So he called up his buddy John Franco and said, what do I do in this role? He said, well, you got to get down to 2 pitches. Throw 2 of your 4 away. And Al told me before the game, well, all 4 of my pitches stink. Which should I throw away? But he's done pretty well so far in this series in the first 2 games.
He worked 2/3 of an inning last night, although one of the outs he recorded was Vladimir Guerrero being thrown out trying to steal when he first came in.
Well, I think that's very good advice, though. You know, you're a starting pitcher. You need more than 2 pitches. You have a couple of pitches to change speeds and throw 2 or 3 different speeds at the hitters. But when you're a reliever, you want to have something that you can just go to, and that's his cutter and his fastball.
Benji Molina lunging for 1, fouling it out of play. Molina got one of those big 2-out hits in the 6th inning. The Yankees were ahead 2-1, 2 down. Cabrera was at second base, and Molina singled him home. That tied the game. Then Cabrera himself got the 2-out hit in the 7th inning that broke the tie, put the Angels ahead. Now we're in the last of the 8th. Molina takes a ball. 1-2. We saw Al Leiter's debut on Sunday Night Baseball. He had to face the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park, and he shut him down that night. Guy knows how to make an entrance. He did not often repeat that, however, in his time with the Yankees. He ended up with the Yankees 4 wins, 5 losses, and a 5.49 ERA. He's on that postseason roster. 2-2. And a foul into the upper deck on the third base side.
And John, the reason when you're a starter, you need more than 1 or 2 speeds is because you have to go through that lineup 3 or 4 times. They get a chance to see you, and you have to be able to change the patterns. But when you're a reliever, you're going to see him go through the lineup probably once. You don't need to change for the next time. You can just go after him with your best stuff.
That ball is golfed deep to left field and gone. A home run.
A cut fastball or a slider. I don't know which one he wants to call it. Look at this, down and in. I mean, this pitch is a ball. It was a nice pitch. It's going down and in. He goes down and gets it, and he was able to keep it fair. The low wall allowed it to go into the seats.
Yeah, just a single at Fenway Park. And there's a called strike to Darren Erstad. Well, Benji Molina, here the big slugging Yankees have not homered in either of the 2 games. And Benji just comes out, takes a bow at the urging of the crowd. But Molina has hit 2 homers in these 2 games. Alex Rodriguez. And that is out number 2.
You know, what's interesting is the thing that turned this game around was, you know, trying to manufacture a run. They were trying to bunt and get runners in a scoring position, and every time you bunt doesn't mean that you're going to give up an out. They have to execute to get you out, and the Yankees were not able to execute, but it wasn't that they were playing poorly. It was just the breaks of the game. They were bouncing balls off the plate, and they became very difficult plays.
Rob Quinlan has been entered in as a pinch hitter for Devannon. And Joe Torre is going to bring in number 43, Scott Proctor, from the bullpen, a right-hander. And we'll see if, in turn, Scioscia counters.
I'm Matthew Phillips, General Sales Manager at Phillips Pontiac in Laguna Hills. I'd like to invite you to come down and see the 2005 GTO. Come test drive this car and see what 400 horsepower can do to the smile on your face.
The Pontiac 2005 GTO. Pontiac, the undisputed leader in performance. Get your hands on one today at Phillips Buick and Pontiac, over 30 years in Laguna Hills.
The UFC presents the Night of Fighting Fury. And it is all over! Prepare yourselves as the 2 most dangerous strikers in the UFC go to war. UFC heavyweight champion Andre the Pitbull Arlovsky puts his title on the line against Paul the Headhunter Quintello. The Ultimate Fighting Championship presents UFC 55 Fury, live on pay-per-view. To order, contact your cable or satellite provider. Check out UFC.tv for event details.
Tiger Woods is looking for his 4th American Express championship, but standing in his way are Phil Mickelson and Vijay Singh. The American Express Championship. Live coverage begins Thursday at 1:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Earth, wind, fire. As a man, your face gets battered by the elements. Now fight back with Gillette Skincare. From the people who know a man's face best. Just wash, shave, protect. 3 simple steps for healthier looking skin. So brave the elements with Gillette Skincare, and your face will stand up to almost anything. Gillette Skincare, the best a man can get.
Thursday, the Major League Baseball Division Series continues. Sanders and the Cards had Game 1 wrapped up.
There it goes! The grand slam!
But the Padres' late surge kept St. Louis honest. Now Game 2, Padres-Cardinals, Thursday at 4 on ESPN2.
Back at Angel Stadium in Southern California, the Angels now leading 5-2 after Benji Molina's home run here in the last of the 8th inning. And the new pitcher, right-hander Scott Proctor. After Quinlan, the right-handed hitter, was announced, Proctor was brought in. And in turn, Casey Kochman, a left-handed hitter with power, then replaced Quinlan, and he belts one foul down the right field line. This guy's only 22 years old, and he finished the year hot. His last 40 games this year, hit 7 homers. Only started 28 of those games. Hit .339 in September, the final month of the year. Ball on a strike to Kochman. His first 46 games this year, he did not homer at all. And although he started the year with the Angels, they sent him back to the minor leagues. Slider misses, 2-1 the count. Alan Embry, a left-hander, getting ready in the bullpen. The Yankees will be scheduled to have, as you see Finley out on deck, in their 9th inning, Jorge Posada, Tino Martinez, and Derek Jeter. Jeter, the big power hitters, would be due. Just got a piece of that one. So they'll need to get somebody on base for Alex Rodriguez to come up, and a couple of men on base to get Giambia. There's Tino. He's scheduled to bat second of the inning. Francisco Rodriguez, the Angels' great closer, getting ready for the 9th. Just got a piece of that curveball. 2-2 the count. Game 3 of this series on Friday, Yankee Stadium. Randy Johnson, who's already gone back to New York, will be fully rested for the big start on Friday. Paul Bird will go for the Angels. There is Cano, and that's the inning. Benji Molina hits one out of the yard. Now it is 5-2. On to the 9th inning. Last chance for the Yankees. K-Rod getting ready to come in.
I want another championship so bad, it hurts. But I work through it with the icy hot sleeve.
Joint-hugging pain medicine that starts icy to dull the pain, then gets hot to relax it away.
Get the icy hot sleeve. Hard work and pain relief.
Keys. Señor, open the trunk, please. Stop, real.
120 not-so-standard features. One all-new German-engineered Passat.
Different tastes. Different personalities. Same insurance company. At Geico, we insure all types of riders. Geico, one call could save you money on your motorcycle insurance, too.
Who is that? I think that's her brother.
Same family.
Nice bike.
Different bikes. Same insurance company. Geico, one call could save you money on your motorcycle insurance, too.
Log on to MLB.com to follow baseball live on the web with MLB.com's real-time stats, game day audio, and MLB.tv. MLB.com, where baseball is always on.
Well, the rally monkey has done his job. The Angels They've come from behind to take a 5-2 lead into the 9th inning of this game. Here's a look at who's left on the Yankees bench, presented by ING. They have all of their non-pitching extra men still available. Tony Womack, Bubba Crosby lefties, Mark Bellhorn, Ruben Sierra, the switch hitters, and John Flaherty, the backup catcher. Over the right-hander, Rodriguez coming in. They've got 2 lefties already in the lineup to lead it off against him, Posada and Tino Martinez. Rodriguez, who had 45 saves during the year. 1 ball and no strikes.
The only problem Rodriguez ever has is that sometimes he'll come out and not throw strikes right away. But he does have a cushion now, so he can use his fastball a little bit more. He has a great slider, great breaking ball. Sometimes he throws it hard like a slider. Other times he makes it more of a curveball.
That ball is hit high and deep into right center field, and that ball is a home run. Well, a fastball, and Posada blasted it. It is 5-3 Angels. The first home run of the series for the Yankees.
And when you have a 5-2 lead, you say to yourself, it takes 3 solo homers to tie me, so you're not going to walk anybody. You're going to make them go after you. And that fastball was pretty much belt-tied, middle of the plate in. He missed with the first fastball, so he came back with another one, and Posada was sitting on it and hammered it.
That was well out of here. Rodriguez allowed 7 home runs in 67 1/3 innings during the season. That's just a little bit low to Tino Martinez. You know, 2 of the great Yankee comebacks this year occurred in the summertime at Yankee Stadium in consecutive games against the Angels. 2 remarkable games. That's a strike. And some who are with the Yankees all the time point back to those games and say, wow, that's where things really started to turn around big time for the Yankees. Derek Jeter on deck. They need to put 1 more man on base to be able to send the possible tying run to the plate. Curveball snaps in there for a strike.
Well, his breaking ball is his best pitch. His fastball seems to straighten out at times. And it doesn't have a lot of movement on it. It's fast, but it doesn't have a lot of movement.
Tino pulls it foul into the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tino's grounded out twice and walked once. There's Bartolo Colon, who was the Game 1 starter. Strong candidate in the Cy Young Award balloting. Alex Rodriguez. The Yankees would like to see some men on base when A-Rod comes up. Derek Jeter on deck. A-Rod in the hole behind him. 1-2 the count. 5-3 Angels. Puts him away with the hook. 1 down. Here's a look at our Chevy player of the game. And right now, we're looking at Orlando Cabrera, who scored the tying run in the 6th inning, reaching an error, but then got the big 2-out, 2-run 7th inning single.
Well, he gets a high fastball from Wang. Wang was trying to get ahead in the count, did not get the ball down, and Cabrera lined it into left center field.
Orlando Cabrera, the former Red Sox shortstop, won the Red Sox for a very long time, just long enough to win a World Series ring. Here's Derek Jeter. He's been off the bases all night, and what? Whoa! Well, that one must have fooled the umpire. And Mike Scioscia is not happy about it.
Now you can see the catcher Molina pull it down a little bit, so he thought it was right at the top of the zone if it wasn't a strike.
Derek Jeter, who has been on base with either a hit or a walk, somehow on base in 21 straight division series games, has been completely kept off the bases tonight. Grounded out twice, struck out twice. 1-1 the count. Curveball outside. Alex Rodriguez, the home run leader in the American League, on deck. If Jeter gets aboard, A-Rod would be the possible tying run.
I mean, to be on base in 21 consecutive, that's phenomenal. Because you're facing the best pitching in the league, because you're facing the other team's better pitchers. And they have to have good pitching just to get to the playoffs in most cases.
To shortstop, Cabrera. And Jeter has been shut out for the night. It's been a long time in a division series since that has happened. Sports Center right after the game. Stay tuned for that. And the crowd, 45,150, up on their feet now. John Lackey, the starting pitcher, who went 5 2/3, out of the dugout, watching it all. Kelvin Escobar, who came out in front of Rodriguez, 2 shutout innings, hitless innings. And Rodriguez is trying to save it for Escobar. A-Rod is 0 for 1 with 3 walks in this game. Strike 1. And you got the same situation here. If A-Rod can get aboard, Jason Giambi, slugging left-handed hitter, would come up as the possible tying run. And Giambi on deck. Sheffield behind him. Rodriguez just trying to somehow get aboard. Now 2 strikes. Rodriguez is like a lot of other guys. He's not had much success against Francisco Rodriguez. 1 hit, 10 at-bats, 5 strikeouts.
Well, the toughest thing about Rodriguez is you do not see him that often. And he has such a devastating breaking ball that you're always looking for it, and that makes his fastball that much better, unless he falls behind in the count, as he did to Posada.
And that was not the good breaking ball. A-Rod fouls it into the upper deck. We'll try it again. A-Rod stands in. K-Rod into his stretch. Fastball away. 1-2.
That was definitely a waste pitch. He was just trying to get him to look at another speed. Fastball away so he could come back with a slider.
To the count. And there it is, the breaking ball in the dirt, taken by Alex, and it is 2-2.
Well, the one thing you do not want to do is go 3-2 and walk A-Rod, because A-Rod has walked 3 times in this ball game, and he's proven that he's going to be patient at the plate. And there you see the tying run in the on-deck circle if he is able to get aboard.
Two down, nobody on. 5-3 Angels. 2-2 the count. Ball 3.
Now he goes with another fastball away. You can see the target is down. He gets it off the outside corner. He's actually having more trouble throwing a strike with his fastball than he has with his curveball. So it wouldn't surprise you to see him throw a breaking ball here. Yeah.
To third. Nice pickup by Figgins. In the dirt. And another nice pickup by Erstad. The ball game is over. The Angels have tied the series.
And that was a difficult play there by Figgins as well. It's a 3-2 breaking ball. A-Rod waits on it, hits it sharply. Nice pickup, backhand, and he just does not have a third baseman's arm, but he gets the job done. And you see the reaction of K-Rod. He's happy that he doesn't have to face Chien-Ming with the tying run in the batter's box.
Well, he gave up a home run, but he got the job done. A 3-run advantage. Orlando Cabrera with the big hit, and the Angels come from behind, and it all started with Sean Figgins' great play against Matsui in the 5th inning. Game 3 on Friday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. SportsCenter coming up next. For Joe Morgan, Gary Miller, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm John Miller. Thanks for tuning in. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.